Too many people turn up. Hello, people. You out there? Anybody there? Hey, Mr. P. How's it going? You got a live stream coming up. I see. Looking forward to it. There you go. I put the link up in case anybody wants to join me. Want to join me? Just go up. I can see it on my thing. What the heck am I doing? I don't know. Yeah, it's just a normal chat. This one, nothing special. Have a little chat, see what's happening, and maybe chat about the change of direction for this channel. Add new things that be like. If anybody's interested. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. No, the like button. We're not chilly here. We don't do buttons. We hit the like button. And if anybody's watching, like and subscribe. She isn't here. I mean, I just done this just because out of boredom, and I just thought, oh, good for people to chat. You know, which is good. Mr. P, you're looking forward to your new live stream that you're doing? I'll turn that off. Oh, I've got a message. No, I've got no message. And stuff. See what's happening. Yeah, it's just a little. I don't know, chat. If anybody wants to come up, there you go. See what's happening. Well, yeah. I think just when you do a first chat, I think it's just about just basic chat, chat crap, chat rubbish, whatever you want to call it. It's just having try to have a laugh, isn't it? I think. I mean, you've been on panel long enough, so you basically know what to do. So yeah. So it'll be. I think it'll be. Yeah, you'll like it. It's Hey Brian, how's it going? Like I said, if anybody wants to come up, I did put the Steam link up, Steam StreamYard link up. So if you want to come up here and have a little chat. I've got my eye on it. Thank you. Yeah, let's just send it. Yeah, so well, how has everybody been up to? I know Mr. P has got his live stream. Anybody else? It's really weird this, because it feels like you're chatting to yourself, even though you're out. You're out in YouTube land, but it does feel like you're sort of chatting to yourself there. How was today for the drama channels? Anything new, exciting that I don't know? Up there again. Yeah, so if anybody wants to come up, there you go. There's the link again. I'll put it up. Hey, Mr. P's here.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going, mate?
How are you, Sir Paul?
Yeah. Just had a bit of a really shitty day, really. I think, yeah.
Sorry to hear that. You want to talk about it?
No, not really. I just feel like a shop sometimes.
All right, I hear you.
You know.
We have the good days and the bad days.
You certainly will. And I tried to get out. I tried to, release it by playing Star Wars. So
there you go.
Yeah, Battlefront 2.
I do. I don't really play it. I know the game.
Yeah, I play that. So yeah.
Very cool.
Not that I'm great at it, but I just like playing it. I probably upset a few people. You know those types of games.
Yeah.
People get upset at you, and you just I don't give a fuck. I mean, if you get upset over a game, mate, what's the point in life?
Yeah.
There's worse things to get upset over, you know.
I've kind of given up on gaming for the most part. I'll try a little bit sometimes with different games, but it's been so long. I'm just not good at gaming.
I like playing slot machines, Liz. Come and tell me when you put 50 quid into one spin, Liz, then we can chat about slots.
Yeah, and that's another game I don't like playing right there.
Oof. Yeah. I got addicted to it. And I'd spend like £50 on one spin and £25 on one spin, which is like 53 American dollars and about $27, $28.
Oof.
And just one spin.
Yeah. It's like Squid Game, man.
Yeah. I haven't seen that, but yeah, when you lose them.
What?
No. It's not.
Do
yourself
a favor, man. Do yourself a favor.
No, it's not my type of thing.
Especially what you just said. Do you know what it's about?
Honestly, no.
Yeah, so how do you know it's your cup of tea, man?
No, I don't think I've never really took any interest in it. I can appreciate people that do.
I'm telling you. Just because I was kind of the same way. I was like, I don't care about that. I don't want to see it. And then I see in the first episode, I was like, oh no, this is really good.
Well, I've been I've been reading my book mostly about my live stream, which I'm planning to do.
Well, that's hey, I'm not saying don't do what you're doing, but if you have Netflix and it's not too hard.
Oh, I have got Netflix. I definitely have got Netflix. I've got Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus.
Then you really have no excuse, man. You got to check it out. And I'm telling you, watch an episode. If you don't like it, hey, whatever. At least you know. But I'm just based on what you just said, like literally like a second ago, I think you would like it.
Maybe. I'll have to see. Have to see. I'll give it. I'll give it a little quick thing.
And my recommendation is to not do the subtitles. Don't do the dub because it's in Korean.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a Korean thing. I do know, and they're planning to make a number 2.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm surprised that it took that long, but yeah, man, it's just got it's such a good show, and it left you hanging so much that you're just like, I'm surprised that they waited this long to do a second one.
I've been reading a lot of news that last night and today.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's all blowing up in the Eastern Europe.
Well, tell me what you're reading.
Well, you've got the Ukraine drone strikes on Moscow.
Okay.
And you got the riots in Kosovo.
What's causing the riots?
Serbians are attacking NATO peacekeepers.
Mm.
You know, so I've been trying to keep up that. So yeah, seeing what's happening there.
What's your interpretation of what is happening, aside from just obviously the obvious, you know?
Okay, so every generation up from from the early 1900s up to the 50s, I fought a great war.
Okay.
We're heading towards a great war.
Like a world war, you're saying?
A great war. A great war. It may not be a world war, but it could be a great war. We're heading towards a war.
And you think we're involved? You're involved? I mean,
Everybody's going to be involved some way along the other.
so it'll be a world war then, right?
No, not technically. I mean, there's only been 2 world wars. But before that, there's been the Napoleonic Wars, and there's been the colonizations.
Mm-hmm.
And after World War II, there was the Korean War. And after the Korean War, there's a Vietnam. You know?
So,
Hold on, Mr. P.
Yep.
Hold on a minute, mate. I'm just going to type this. Everything. Yeah. Are you making coffee?
No, I'm so nerdy. I'm blowing out the valve that I use to grow brine shrimp for the fish. Otherwise,
Okay.
if I don't blow the air through it, it's gonna have trouble maintaining air pressure and sometimes stop bubbling. So you got to blow it out for like 30 minutes. So I just throwing some air through it.
Yeah,
a lot of weird noises in my house.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Everybody's got weird noises when you're not there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. As I say, yeah. Every generation has fought a massive war.
Sure.
So, in the 50s, after World War II, in the 50s, was the Korean War. Do you know much about that?
Not much about it. I know obviously it was, North and South Korea, but my grandfather fought in it. I know that.
Okay, so what happened was North Korea. So this is a separation after World War II. Created North Korea and South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And well, North Korea invaded South Korea, and of course, South Korea had Americans backing. They had also the UN's backing. So it took loads of nations to thing it. There was lots of British troops there too.
Mm-hmm.
Britain fought in it. France fought in it.
Lots of British. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a collection of nations that fought against it, and China got involved with North Korea. So we're fighting at the end of it, fighting North Korea and China. Then you got Vietnam. You must know Vietnam.
Of course.
Well, what you probably don't know is in the Vietnam Wars, Britain fought in it, and Britain fought. Well, just after 1945, Britain managed to quell the communists. Then Britain left. Then France took over. The communism rose again. Then the French got beat. Then the Americans and Australians got involved. Then it blew up into the big, massive war it was. After Vietnam, you had the Falklands War. And during
You said
that,
the what
you
war?
had
I'm sorry?
the Falklands War.
Falklands? I don't know
Yeah.
about that war.
Okay, it was Britain versus Argentina.
Huh. Okay. I know nothing about that war.
Okay, if you're really into studying military, look at that war. That was an amazing war from my prospect. I mean, when I was younger, I can still remember hearing the gunshots over the when they were burying the dead.
Wow. What was the reasoning for the war?
I was from a military town.
Really?
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah, because my dad was in the army.
No, not you. I'm saying the war.
Okay, the Falklands War.
Right.
The Falklands War, because Argentina invaded the Falklands.
Okay, got it.
Because it's closer to Argentina, they thought Britain wouldn't attack back, and unfortunately, they forgot that one person was in charge. That was Margaret Thatcher.
Okay. What was the fascination with Argentina, though? Like, why is everyone fighting over that area?
Because what happened was Argentina is ruled by a junta. You know what I mean by junta?
Say that again?
A junta.
A junta?
Yeah.
No.
A military dictatorship in the South Americas.
Okay. Gotcha.
So Argentina was run by there. So their policies were failing. All their policies were failing. They couldn't do nothing. There's going to be a revolution. And to stop the revolution, because the Argentinians always tried to claim the Falkland Islands, they invaded the Falkland Islands, had massive public support in Argentina. When they invaded, I think a number of 17 Marines, British Marines, and they held up the entire invasion force, but got told to surrender. So Argentina's took them prisoners of war, obviously, because they were totally outgunned. Don't matter how brilliant your train is, you can't fight 70. If you've got 70 soldiers, you can't find thousands of men.
Sure.
This would be a bloodbath for you. So they surrendered. Britain heard about this. Margaret Thatcher said, Margaret Thatcher was known as the Iron Lady. And she said, we're not having this. We're going to claim our islands back. And they sent the biggest flotilla since D-Day to go and capture the islands.
Jeez, what were they thinking?
Yeah. I think it was the only first time a nuclear-powered submarine has sunk a ship.
Wow. I really don't. I know nothing about this war, man. I gotta look, see a documentary or something. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's not a big war. It wasn't a big war, but it was important. The reason why it was important is because of the military tactics. Also, America, Ronald Reagan, tried to get Margaret Thatcher to just let them have the islands.
I wonder why.
It's just true. So Margaret Thatcher went, am I bollocks, basically? Russia took an interest in this war. And there's lots of different stories. And one of the stories that came out, that one Russian thought the Argentinians were crazy for taking on the British. One of the generals or colonels, whoever the thing said, the Argentinians are going to lose this war. They'll come out the worst of it. Argentina had fairly modern. It was a fairly modern weapons they had. They were using American Skyhawks and French French planes. Well, the British sent 3 aircraft carriers and a massive load of troop-carrying ships and other frigates and destroyers. But the British had the Sea Harrier. It's the first time the Sea Harrier was seen proper combat. But the Americans gave Britain, because Argentina, the French have gave them the Exocet missile. If you know what the Exocet missile is.
Not really. I'm not super into weapons and stuff like that, but I mean, there's a short explanation. That's fine.
Okay, an Exocet missile is a powerful air to surface, air to ship missile.
Got it.
It can go fired from a ship or a plane, and one missile can just destroy a whole ship.
Wow.
So it was a French-made missile. So they had these missiles from France, and America, the US decided to send us the Sidewinder missile. So we fitted them onto these planes, and we had 6 or 7 ships sunk. Argentina had a ship called the Belgrano, and now this ship is really important. Belgrano in World War II was a light cruiser, and it was one of the few ships that survived Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
So obviously, at the end of this tenure, what people do is they sell these ships on. Sorry, if you pay attention. No, that's okay, Liz. You're cool there. And I will shout. I'll definitely have to shout, but don't tell me off there, Liz. Yeah. So when ships come to the end of the line, when other like Britain, America, or anything, they will sell the ships onto lesser nations. When I mean lesser nations, I don't mean they are lesser, but under military wise.
Sure.
So Argentina brought, I can't remember what it was called now, but brought this ship and made it, because ship classes changed now, because we don't use the same ships as we did during the Second World War.
Gotcha.
Because we don't have any battleships, so it turned into a heavy cruiser. Now, when Margaret Thatcher said, right, we're declaring war on Argentina, we're going to get our islands back, they put in an exclusion zone around the island. So everybody knows there's a war going on. So you're allowed only like a few hundred miles away from the island, so there'll be no sea traffic and no air traffic going over it,
Sure.
apart from military.
Makes sense.
So Argentina sent this heavy cruiser out towards the islands. This caused a big stink in. It's big controversial, actually. Yes. So Argentina sent the Belgrano, but unfortunately it was bad weather, and when Britain heard the Belgrano was leaving the port, they put a Hunter-class submarine to watch it. As we know, Britain, America, and Russia make the best subs in the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this nuclear-powered sub was trailing the Belgrano, watching it. Seeing it had bad weather, and it was turning away from the exclusion zone. But what do you do if your enemy is sending a ship out to where a war is? What would you do?
Well, I mean, I don't know how it works normally. I would say maybe a warning or just take it out. Whatever the protocol is.
If you give it a warning, it was being trailed by 2 other. It had there was 2 other ships with it capable of destroying the submarine.
You take it out then.
Yeah, so that's what Britain done. It was miles out. It was a couple of miles away from the exclusion zone, and it was creating a pincer movement.
Yeah.
And its guns were big guns, So it decided to. Margaret Thatcher gave the order for it to be sunk, and it was sunk, with 380 odd lives lost on that ship.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's war. It sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose life,
but it was a good thing, because after that ship sunk, on Britain's point, it's a good thing. No loss of life is a good thing. So on Britain's side, it was a good thing because the Argentinian Navy heard about this, and they all went back to port. All their navy went back to port and never came out. So it left the seas free for Britain.
Now, is this what you're talking about in terms of the way the war was fought? Is this why it's important?
Yeah, it's important, and it's and the other things too. Everybody thought that Britain was well, I still think that Britain is is a dying giant. But Britain won this war from 5 to 6,000 miles, 7,000 miles away from home. Hold on, let me look this up.
Okay, so they were in the away field.
Oh, very much so. Okay. How many miles it was? Yeah, just under 8,000 miles away.
I mean, it sounds like they won because, they just had better, Army, Navy, and equipment, ships.
Well, yeah, what they done, but they also done, it's been taken over now by the US. They organised the longest ever bombing run.
Really? This is these are whatchamacallits, being dropped from planes.
Yeah, iron bombs. Yeah, iron bombs. Just because you remember, this is not like missiles and all that. It's not like nowadays. So they had a plane that was from the 50s make its final bow by flying them from Britain to the Ascension Islands, to the Falklands.
I forget where I was watching this video. It might not be there, but they were talking about like the most bombed either country or city. I think it was country, and I think it might have been in North Korea, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it was in somewhere in Argentina, but it was like the most bombs ever dropped in history. And you wouldn't think of the area as like a place where wars were fought, but the whole area is what's that?
It'd probably be North Korea because we've never Britain's never bombed Argentina's mainland.
Yeah, but they did a video of like showing how the bombs were dropped, and it's almost like a plot chart where every time a bomb goes off, it leaves a dot, and it was just like there was a certain line you just could not see land. I mean, it was just can't imagine that kind of barrage.
Yeah, I mean, this war proved that Britain could fight a war.
100%.
It shocked America. It did shock the US because they think Britain wouldn't be capable of winning. And we won within a couple of months.
Oh, you know where it is, Paul? It's
Where's
Laos.
That? Vietnam.
Laos, yeah.
Yeah, Vietnam. America. Yep.
So get this. From 1964 to 1973, the U.S. dropped more than 2.5 million tons of ordnance on Laos during 580,000 bombing sorties, equal to a plane load of bombs every 8 minutes, 24 hours a day for 9 years, making Laos the most heavily bombed country per capita in history. Wow.
And also, what is it? Oh, God. Let me think. You should Google up. Oh, hold on. Let me find Agent Orange.
Yeah, I meet a lot of people. I meet a lot of people today that have trouble getting insured because of Agent Orange, because they're diagnosed with COPD because of it.
Yeah.
And other factors too.
Agent Orange.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, just the effects of it. Just seeing the effects is horrible.
Yeah, so it was a chemical herbicide, defoliant. This is what it was originally used. Let me see
Yeah,
here. Here it is, definition, effects, and victims. Mixing herbicides. So it's
it was
designed basically to
chemical
take
warfare.
right. Yeah, it was really designed to take the leaves right off of trees.
Mm.
But let me see where. See, I hate when you search something and it brings you a place, and then it's like, where's the
Yes,
information?
yeah, I know. Yeah,
50 million. Exposure to Agent Orange is considered to be the cause of abnormally high incidence in miscarriages, skin diseases, cancers, birth defects, and congenital malformations, often extreme and grotesque, dating from the 1970s.
mm.
Many of Australian, U.S., and New Zealand servicemen who suffered long exposure in Vietnam later developed a number of cancers and other health disorders,
Yeah. It was.
mainly which are breathing disorders,
Mm.
especially if they lived a long time. Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
So what would happen? Your eyes would burn, you couldn't breathe. I mean, would it kill you on the spot, or it just like you can't
It's,
obviously can't fight?
it's just the effects, the side effects from it.
Gotcha. Am I
You know.
sounding weird?
No, no, you're right there. You're right.
All right, you sounded
I'll
like a
tell you if you
robot
sound
for a
like it.
second. So, all right, cool.
That's all right.
Um,
Yeah, but that was the Falklands War was an important war.
gotcha. That's cool, man. Yeah,
Um,
I appreciate you going over that. Never really knew about that
mm.
war.
Yeah, it's one of the forgotten about wars in the world. Not to people of my age, but to other people. You know, my
Yeah.
dad was in the army, and he was a chef for the guards. You know, the people who stand outside Buckingham Palace.
Okay. Yep. Yep. The
He
ones
was
that
a
can't
chef in
move,
their
blink, or breathe.
Yeah, he was a chef in their training depot.
Wow,
So he knew people that went out there.
that's cool.
Uh, yeah, and because I stayed next to a military town, most of that military town went out and fought in the Falklands, and they buried some of their dead back in the town.
Wow.
Yeah, so and the town, town was pretty much affected because a lot of people knew people, and yes, these things happen in war, though, don't they?
Yeah. So, but do you consider when you say a great war and you say everybody's going to be involved, like what? How is that different from a world war? Just
Well,
because you're
if you're
saying
talking
multiple
about
wars are fought,
yeah,
or
if you're talking about a world war, you're talking about all the world.
right?
You know, if you look at World War Two, it went all around the world.
Sure.
It
Well,
went
you said
from
everyone would be
yeah,
involved. That's why I'm asking.
what do you mean? What do I mean everyone? I mean like the greater nations. I mean the US, Britain, France, Germany, Russia. You know,
Gotcha.
rest of NATO. Maybe the South Americas won't be so touched. You know, and maybe Asia and Australia.
Sure.
But that's what I mean by a great war.
I gotcha.
You know.
Yeah. And you're thinking it's coming because,
Just the way the world is turning.
but like, what do you think the events are going to happen? Like, so like
Okay,
right now, there's a proxy war
okay,
going on
yeah,
here, obviously, and then
okay.
like, what
So,
else is happening?
yeah, you notice the effects. You notice what's happened for World War One and World War Two.
Sure.
World War Two was created by Germany's defeat in World War One. German inflation was so high that they were using paper as toilet paper. Money,
Did
sorry,
I
they were
not say
using.
that? Did I not say that in our last podcast?
I'm
Your
not
last
too
podcast,
sure.
excuse me. Yeah,
Maybe,
I said it a few times recently,
yeah.
but go ahead, please.
Well, yeah. So the inflation was so high it would take a wheelbarrow of money just for a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
This is true. And they were using their money as toilet paper. Yeah,
I
it's
literally just had this conversation with Vinny Pots and Pans.
oh yeah, yeah.
So he's a big proponent on silver, gold, especially silver, but
Uh-huh.
silver, gold, and items. And I think he might have been a few too many either drinks or beers when we started talking about it. But I was
Yeah.
trying to make the argument that not only like that it's going to be paper is just we're going to literally use it to light fires. I mean, it's going to be worthless if this continues.
Yeah.
And if we do go to silver and gold, which I believe we will, to have some sort of like backing of something real that is a limited resource that has actual value, instead of just increasing the value because you're just inflating it. Other things are going to also have value, and I was arguing that
You sound like a robot now, Mr. P.
I knew it was coming. Still,
No, be cool.
here I'm going to put on my other one just so it supports it.
Yeah.
How do I sound?
You sound a lot better.
All right. But I was arguing that stuff like ammunition, weapons, alcohol, seeds, just items that help you survive, are going to all be currency if the
Okay.
dollar completely implodes and becomes worthless. He believes that there's going to be a seamless transition from the dollar to metals.
Yeah.
But where the argument went south, and I had to cut the stream, was when he was saying that weapons. I want weapons because I'm going to shoot somebody in the head, or I believe in the doomsday. And I was like, dude, what are we talking about here? And it's because I don't believe in God. And I was like, all right, we're good. End of discussion.
Yeah.
But my
But
point is that good.
yeah, Vinny is very much like that. I mean, I had a conversation once. I had a falling out with him.
Right.
Then we had a chat the other day, and he said, "Water under the bridge,"
Well, that's what I mean. You can't take it personal. Sometimes he gets in that passionate mode, and
Yeah.
you can either decide to ride it out and conversate, or just politely decline and leave.
Yeah. Yeah. But
But
I do agree.
yeah,
If there was a big war, money would be worthless. What you need is actual precious metals.
sure.
They'd be used as currency. As Einstein says, after if there ever was a third world war, and if there was a war after that, we'd be fighting with sticks and stones. I think he said that.
Yeah, maybe. Um, we'll see. I mean, if they successfully turn the dollar into a cryptocurrency-esque currency, that may circumvent a lot of the issues.
No, because cryptocurrency. If there was a war, third world war, cryptocurrency would be useless because how are you going to use it? It's all on think. There's be hard. You got to remember if there's nuclear bombs, create electric fields. Magnetic electric fields take out electrics.
Correct. So I'm not saying if it comes to a doomsday scenario. I'm more referring to the transition that they're trying to make from the paper dollar, which they can print, to a cryptocurrency in which you can't duplicate the dollar. Its entity is its entity. It's the only one. You
Yeah,
cannot
it's
recreate it. Limited
yeah. This
supply.
it still wouldn't work that way because you need to print money for inflation.
But that's the
You know.
issue, right? It's because if inflation keeps happening, inflation is caused by a lot of things, but mainly right now it's because 70-80% of the dollars that are out there right now have just been printed
Mm,
recently.
yeah,
So
but
it's like, how do you
also
stop that?
yeah, also with what we said cyber currency, you'll have to mine it too.
Yeah, I mean, will you have to mine it? I don't know. I mean, I guess you would, because if you're solving the equations, you have to get paid somehow.
Yeah, so
But
Bitcoin's about mining. There's
right, well,
millions
that's
of
the payment
Bitcoins.
to do the transit, to have your computer
Yeah,
involved
but
in the
how are you gonna?
transactions.
Yeah, but how are you gonna pay for mining it too?
Right, exactly. So I guess you would have to mine it, or I can't believe there's not another way to do it where you could just get assigned like existing currency. You know what I'm saying? Like, why have to create it? Why can't you just be awarded part of the existing currency for doing the work? Why do you have to mine it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what Bitcoin was about at first, wasn't it?
Well, that's what Bitcoin's about. But I'm saying if they take the US dollar and they convert it to not a crypto, but an actual blockchain controlled currency.
It would still be, you'd be pretty much shit. And how are you going to get people coming over to your country and spending money?
Yeah, I mean, how are they spending money now? They're using credit cards, Apple Pay,
Yeah,
electronic
but
transactions. So
also, but also people don't tend to, because they can be easily lost. And some money is a king sometimes.
well, you can't lose cryptocurrency.
Yeah, but if you lose your card for it.
Well, the way it works is you're supposed to have a wallet in which you
Yeah,
have
the way,
a
okay, so the
secure
way it
way of doing
works,
that.
the
Yeah,
way it works is you'd have your card or wallet, your electric wallet. So what happens when you lose your phone?
but that's my point, is that it's a wallet. So if you lose your phone, you can access your wallet anywhere by having a hard, key or a hard password that you,
Yeah,
like
but
a
you can't.
phrase or whatever you're using.
But you can't access your wallet if you're out at a shop or something or buying something.
Okay, so there's actually two wallets, Paul. There's a wallet that's not connected, so like a physical one, like a thumb drive or a device that actually
Hmm.
holds the money in it physically or digitally, but it's not connected. And then there's the one where it's actually connected, and then you can use any device to access it, similar to
Yeah,
your
but
Apple Wallet.
if a person's got that, if you
Hmm.
put US currency into a crypto type currency,
Hmm.
if a person's got that and he loses his phone and he's got all of his currency on this phone, how easy it would be somebody to break into that phone and just to take all of it.
Sure, but so the way it would work is you would have two wallets, similar to like a bank or a safety deposit, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
your actual
I can
physical
see.
wallet.
Yeah, I got that. I mean, I've got two wallets. I've got my pocket and my phone.
Right. So the way I envision it happening is you would have your wallet, which you could decide to either have, at a safety deposit box or a store location somewhere in your home, and then you would have the wallet that you use to go out and spend, and you would transfer just what you need to spend or transact from that physical wallet. You wouldn't be taking that with you about. That would be crazy. That would be like taking like all the money in the bank and keeping it in a bag in your trunk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like you
so
wouldn't
yeah,
expose yourself like that.
hold on. Brian's the tech guy here. You also forgetting about encryption.
Bad encryption can happen. I mean, he would probably better explain what would happen, but you wouldn't just lose your money. It
Brian,
would
can
be
you come?
FDIC
Hold on.
insured.
Yeah,
If it's a
hold
U.S.
on.
currency, it would be backed. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Brian, can you come up and give you a point of view about this? If I give you the Steam SteamYard link, I'll
But
put it
you're right.
on.
There's a lot of things that you have to solve or figure out. But I think if you mimic the way we do stuff with physical money and banks, I think you can make it work.
I
I don't know
just
if we're going to
don't
go that
think.
route or go back to
I
metals.
I don't think that. Okay, I don't think that turning any nation's money into a cryptocurrency would work. I think it'd be a complete mess, and I think people can break into it more. Okay, mate. Uh, all right. I'll see you later, then, Brian. I'll see you on here. Sorry. Having two conversations at once is never my forte in life. I just think having a crypto-style currency for any nation would lead to disaster, and it would lead to more problems than it will solve.
Maybe. I mean, the only way I think you could successfully do it is by not changing too much, just taking the currencies that already exist, that already work, and converting that to a blockchain technology. And essentially,
Yeah,
you have to take every serial number that exists on any money that's currently in the system, and essentially convert that to digital, currency. And essentially, it's
hmm
already been done. It's just right now the way we do it is it's all ones and zeros. But at the end of the day, there's a ton of electronic transactions that are already
and
happening.
yep, and plus, and also, just throw another spanner into the works.
Mhm.
Say your government makes 800 billion, yeah, 800 billion of money. How would you share that cryptocurrency between your departments? Your Department of like Defense, Department of Health, Department of Agriculture, and other so on.
So let me see if I understand you. So, how are you saying the U.S. makes 800 billion
No,
from?
I'm just saying that's just a hypothetical.
Right, I'm trying to
Okay,
understand it. So,
yeah.
so
So
what do you mean
hypothetically,
exactly? Yeah,
say hypothetically, I don't know how much the US probably makes a lot more. I'm just saying, say the US made 800 billion.
through taxes, through all their means of
Yeah,
generating
800
income.
billion a year. Yeah, 800 billion a year.
Hmm.
I don't know how financial works, but this is just a thing. So you make
Sure.
800 billion a year. How would you separate that with your cryptocurrency into the other departments?
Well, I mean, again, it would, if they're doing that, um, like in this theory, the system would already exist
Yeah,
because you're
and how
taking
would
the money that's
no,
there
mhm.
and you're converting that to its actual digital entity that's,
Okay,
now can no longer be copied, reproduced. It's only taking the
and
dollar
how
that
would
exists
yeah,
and converting that to a blockchain.
and how would you trade? How would you trade with the rest of the world?
The same way you would do it right now.
Yeah,
You're
but
just your only difference is instead of it just being a one and zero number, it's an actual blockchain. It's an
yeah,
actual
but
individual unit.
most of the other countries don't have that technology.
But that's what I'm saying is you have to, because right now the U.S. is right now the standard across the world in terms of like
Yeah. The
a
standard
dollar.
across, but say you had to trade with Ethiopia.
I mean, it's in order for it to work, everybody has to participate.
See,
So
that's why it's not going to work.
your yen is a certain digital currency.
Yeah,
Your pound is a certain digital currency, and it all
yeah.
represents the value that it currently does, the way it exists today.
Hold on, Mr. Pete. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hold on a minute, mate.
Yep, good.
What's up?
I know there's a few
Hello.
people in the chat, but what
I'm
do you
live.
guys think?
I'm on live. Wait, what's up? Huh?
Exactly, Brian.
I'm
Yep.
chatting. Oh, I'll speak to you later, mate. Take care. Bye bye. Okay. Hello, Mr. Pete. Sorry about that.
Ah, don't be sorry.
No, as my mate phoned me up, asked me what I'm doing. I said I'm chatting. I just think if you weren't going to do that type of style of currency, the world needs to be on that same type, and it wouldn't work. Countries are not rich enough to go in that type of thing. That type of thing.
I don't think I don't think it's impossible. I just think you start with, the standard. So the US dollar is still the US dollar. It turns into a US dollar digital currency, which they already have. And
hmm
when you're converting, it's the same as if you were taking the yen and converting it into a US dollar. The same conversion is still there. The only difference is your yen is now the yen digital currency, the pound, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. See,
They
there's a
still
rich.
have the same value in comparison to the US dollar. They're just transacted through the digital currency platform as opposed to the digital money platform that we already have. There's not a
Yeah.
big difference. It's just, the money is existing in a different form.
I just don't think it was. I think it'll work. It's a good idea, but not practical in theory. Not practical at all.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I
You
think it
know,
needs to exist is because it makes our current monetary system more legitimate. I think
it's
the
a
best way to
legitimate.
do it is to do it with backing of a metal, obviously, but I think you can do both. I think you can have a digital version of it that has a blockchain that can never be falsified or recreated, and then you have the physical item that it represents to hold its value. And I think it's just a matter of, I mean, we're already doing it. We're not doing it exactly this way, and I don't think it'd be a huge difference to convert everybody into their own current, money system, just a digital blockchain version of it, not
I
reinventing the money completely from scratch, if that makes sense.
yeah. Yeah, but I just don't think it'll work, mate. I don't think it'll be totally viable. Maybe maybe from years and years and years and now, but now no, it's because still people like prefer money. Still, you know.
Well, look at it this way. Like, so with our current system, right? Just forgetting the blockchain, what happens if all of a sudden, like you said, an EMP, completely destroys all the digital systems that do, trades, that transfer funds, that hold your account
Well,
information. What happens if that goes offline?
well, those would be protected by hardened circuit boards, hardened circuitry. But you're talking about if that US traded in just like made the dollar into the cryptocurrency, it would affect the poorer of your nation too.
But why couldn't they have the same protected circuitry that the
No,
current
you
monetary
see,
system has?
but it's an effect because the poorer wouldn't have the money to buy the technology to get this currency.
Why not? A thumb drive costs you a couple dollars.
Yeah, but how many people could afford to eat in America? I mean, there's lots of people who go to they get government supplied food, isn't there?
Well, I mean, the same idea if you can't afford a cell phone. I mean, they still provide you a cell phone, so why couldn't they provide you a thumb drive?
And how many people have got the internet? How many
Same
people
thing
go
with the
to food
internet.
banks? Yeah, but
I
how
mean,
many
if
people go
you're,
to food? How many people go to food banks? What do you
I know,
do?
but it's the same situation. I
Yeah,
mean, if they're
but
going to a food bank, they don't have money.
do you
So,
worry about food first or technology first?
I mean, it's not like anything is changing. It's the same
I
system. It's just with a backing you can't falsify the unit anymore.
No, but yeah, but
And,
it's gonna find it will alienate a lot of people. It's I'm not saying your idea is wrong because it sounds good,
oh no, I'm
but
just debating the
yeah,
the idea of it.
yeah,
I'm not,
the
I don't think it's
impracticability of
rhetoric.
it is it's going to alienate a lot of people who can't afford all this tech to do this.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you can't afford internet, cell phones, the basic necessities, it's just a matter of saying I can't afford it. They validate that, and then they provide the funds like they do today. I mean, you
Yeah,
can get a
but
free phone with
again,
free service,
yeah,
free internet. I mean, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, but that's all subsidised by the government. Again, how much is that going to cost the government too?
they're already paying it. They're already doing it.
And they're already doing it. You get a free phone.
Yeah, you never heard of the Obama phone? Well, I guess you probably wouldn't
Um,
have. But
no, because I live in fucking UK, mate.
all right, well let me update you then, because yeah, so we kind of funny call it the Obama phone because Obama put this in place. But yeah, right now in the U.S., if you can't afford a cell phone or internet or the basic necessities, you prove that you can't afford it, and then they provide those because it's considered a utility at this point, and they pay for your cell phone. It's a basic plan with cell service with internet, and that you can even get your internet paid for if you can't afford it because they don't want anybody to not be connected to the internet. Now, if you're living in a tent and you're just homeless, well, it's kind of the same situation. I mean, you don't have money anyways. You don't have those
Yeah,
things.
but
So
how are you
it's
going to charge your phone? You can have money when you live in a tent because you've got paper money.
well, they have places for people to go. I mean, if you're homeless, there's shelters with
You're
cords and all
talking to
kinds
the
of stuff.
right person about being homeless, mate. I've been homeless.
Sure. Well, again, I don't know how they handle it in your area. I just know how they handle it here. And
All I cared about, all about when I was homeless, wasn't about electricity. It was
Hmm.
about trying to keep warm, having a roof above my head, and trying to have money for food. I did not give one iota about technology or anything else. Those were the three main things: food,
Okay,
water, heat, and roof.
sure. I mean, it is at a different time too, right? I mean, when was this?
About 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Okay. And then how
Yeah,
did you deal with money in that case? I mean, did you have anything? Did you store it somewhere? How did you deal with
I had the
transactions
bank.
and
I had a bank and a bank card, and I get
a
benefits
bank and a
from the
bank card?
government. Yeah,
So again, I don't think it would be that different. It's just you go to a bank and you have your funds loaded onto a device, whether that be a card or some kind
yeah,
of
but
form of the
you
same
you
thing.
talk about device. Where you going to charge up your device? Because you need to. Because as we know, how many you got to charge your phone up every day, don't you?
Sure. Well, you keep saying it has to be a phone. It doesn't actually have
No,
to be
I'm
a
just
phone.
saying. I'm just using the phone. I'm just using the phone as an example because it's a portable handheld device we can
Sure.
keep on you at all times.
But what I'm saying is a USB device or some form of a storage data,
Yeah,
whether
but
it be a thin
but
card.
where you gonna but where you gonna plug your USB device? How are you gonna get the actual money to use it?
Well, this is my point.
It's
When
all
you
right.
change this,
But it's all right having a UB to go if you go to the bank, plug in
hmm
USB device and take money out.
yeah.
But how are you going to use it in shops?
I mean, it's the same way a transponder works. A transponder doesn't have power. It clicks a device and whatever. It knows what's
Yeah,
on
but
there and it's attached to an account.
yeah. So you've got this virtual money.
Yeah,
You got a USB device in your hand.
yeah.
You know you can't. The bank. No, the banking doesn't do this type of thing anymore, right? This is all hypothetically. So how are you going to go to the shops and spend that money, which is on your USB device?
Because the U.S. shops are going to be using the system that works with the blockchain, and they're going to have a way to,
Yeah.
just like you have virtual Apple Pay and all the other digital
Yeah,
systems,
okay.
they're going
Yep.
to have
Yeah.
to comply in order to do business.
Virtual Apple Pay is done by your phone.
It's not just a
If you've
phone;
got an
it's
Apple
anything that
phone.
has Apple Pay. It could be a
Yeah. Well,
watch. It could
anything.
be
Yeah, it could a watch. But
yeah,
have you seen the price of these things?
correct. But what I'm saying is, if you convert to this system, there are going to be very inexpensive ways. Because right now, a wallet you can
No,
put
no.
literally on a USB
It would.
device.
Yeah, it'd be very expensive to convert to what you're saying. It'd be very expensive to convert. It'd
I
lead
don't
up
think it will.
to. I
I don't
think
think it
it would
will.
because it'd be very expensive to buy a device, any device, whether it be watch, fucking phone, or make a new device for it. It'd be very expensive, and it would lead up to complications and lead up to an alienation of the poorer people.
Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it's no different than getting your benefits on a card, or spending money, with a
Yeah,
debit
but
card or your
a
phone.
card
It's the
is
same
easy.
thing.
Yeah, a card is easier because you've got your PayPal, you've got your pay thing, pay card reader. Yeah,
Sure.
but to change all of that, it'd
So,
be you would alienate a lot of people. A lot of people would go hungry because of that. And
but think of it. If you have a card, right, and you put it in, how are you paying, right? How are you
you're
doing
paying
that?
for electronic means.
Right. So, but your money's not on that card. It's just the information to get to the money.
Yep, and also if you have your let's call it a pay stick. Yeah, if you have your pay stick, how easy would it be to rob it?
Well, here's the thing. When you have a stick, that's not really supposed to be your device that you use to transact.
Yeah,
Your
but what
stick
say
is more
wait?
like
Okay,
it's like a hard place that you keep like money that you don't use
okay. So
every day.
what
It's
would
like
you
your
use?
your your your
Yeah,
safety deposit box or your safe.
mhm.
That's kind of what that represents. It's
Yeah.
not really meant to be a transacting
What would
device.
be your device to transact with then?
I mean, if your money is stored in a bank, like you just said, you would just have a card. I mean, you wouldn't really. The only time that you would use these
So
other
there'd
devices
be
is if you're storing money off the system.
okay. So yeah. So there'd be no point in changing then because you still be using the old system.
But this is exactly my point. is that you wouldn't need to change much. All you're doing is, instead of a 1 and 0 that essentially could be hacked, you're changing it to a 1 and 0 that's actually legitimate and that has an
Yeah,
ID that can never be
but,
recreated or duplicated. That's
but
all
your
you're
problem
doing. You're not
is, yeah.
actually changing everything. You're just,
So your problem is you still got your thing on. You still got your money on this. But like I said, pay stick. You've still got the money on this pay stick. So you click onto the thing. You could easily lose that. Bank card you
but
could
that's
lose,
not how.
but it'll still
But
be.
that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So you would still keep your money in the bank. You know, your bank still has the ability to store your digital currency, right? The
Yeah,
only
but
time you
then.
store it off site is if you want to keep it away from the bank. You want to keep it away
Hmm,
from anything. You
well,
know, at the end of the day, the banks will still exist. They'll be storing digital currency as opposed to just digital money.
but it
You
is
kind of see what
digital
I'm
money.
saying?
It is, yeah, but
Well, it's
we
already
use it
digital
nowadays.
money.
Digital money. Yeah, it's already digital money now. So there'd be no
Exactly my
point
point.
changing it.
Well, it
You know.
would, because could never be hacked again. It could never be, the inflation would be controlled because it's not just, money that can be created, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're essentially saying, here's the
Mm.
monetary system. Every dollar that's in the system is here and accounted for. You cannot take it away. You cannot expand it. It's just, it'll have a set value. Um, and that's the point of doing it. It's not to just make it complicated. It's just to legitimize it more
I,
than it already is.
I will.
Now, the
I will.
easier way would just be
Mm,
to make it attached to a metal. I 100% agree. But I
yeah.
really truly believe in the future they're going to have a more legitimate form of, digital, transacting, and
I
that's going to be
think.
the backbone of it.
Yeah, I think right now it'd be a terrible mistake to make, and because
Fair enough.
we haven't got the technology to keep. It's a good idea. Again, we have got the technology, but we haven't got the upper technology to keep it all together. And the world needs to keep up with this technology, and other nations haven't got it.
I hear you. I mean, you can make that argument, but I mean, I respect your
Yeah.
opinion. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
saying you're
respect. I mean,
wrong.
this is a good. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is good. I didn't expect to be talking about money and cryptocurrency.
me neither.
No. But okay. So, also, I would like to do. Let's talk about this channel because it's a small channel. It grows steadily. It's not big on its subs. I mean, I refuse to. I know other people do. I refuse to do what other people have done. If you get my meaning.
Hmm.
But I'm just trying to think out ways of making it grow. And one of the ways I think is when you go into the historical side, because lots of people say they're into the history. Also, how about a book club? What do you think, Mr. P?
Sorry, I was on. I clicked away and it was muting me. What do you mean a
Yeah,
bit club?
a book club.
Oh, a book club. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just we'll put a book in like for everybody to read, and everybody reads and comes together once a month and discusses it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my. I mean, personally speaking, I wouldn't necessarily
Oh,
probably
no,
do much with it, but I would.
hmm,
I wouldn't mind if it was a certain style of book or whatever, and I had the time. I mean, it
yeah.
sure depends on your crowd. I'm sure you have a lot of people that would enjoy that.
Hmm. Like I say, I'm just trying to think out a way of picking up more subs, and obviously that because that's what you like to do, isn't it? When you start channels off, you'd like to build up your subscriber base. You know. Um, yeah, so I'm just trying to think of ways of picking up people's attention, and
Excuse
also
me. Sorry
when
about
we
that.
that's all right.
What I was talking to myself there for a minute. What I was going to
Yeah,
say is, and I don't know the best way to do this, but like when you start a channel and it has a certain um, genre, of either topic or whatever it is, I think I don't know if you want to keep it the same, or like for example, like drinks and discussions. and his model is to still be proven. But you know, he has a discussion channel, and then he has a cooking channel or food channel. He has a music, a movie. So he, like, as the topics
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
change,
mean, this,
it's like different channels. But
yeah, all
then
this
you have
is so,
subscriber
yeah,
issues, you know.
yeah, all this is the discussion salon where anybody can talk really, and we choose like a chosen subject, and we talk about that. But just trying to think of should it be more like do a more like historical thing once a month, or like a, you know, things like this, you know, just little bits added.
Well, how often do you plan on having lives a week?
Well, at least once a week.
Yeah, so I mean, depending on the frequency of your lives, I think maybe you could say like here, you know, week one we do this, week two we do this, week three we do this, week four, you know, or
Hmm.
if you have two a week, you know, the first meeting is this, the second meeting is this, and you know, you can almost make like every Monday if you come here, it's going to be about this, you know, you come on this day, it's
Yeah,
going to be about this, and you know, so this way you're not, you know, you keep it the discussion. You could just change, you know, so if people want to participate in the book part, they know to come in, you know, week two. You know what I'm saying? If they want to come for just a general
mm,
topic, they can come in this time. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like would be like that, but it's kind
you
of
know.
whatever you want to do, man. It's your channel. You should.
Yeah, I know, but it's up. I don't want to lose people, so you know, I like to go and ask people too. Because
Yeah,
once you make a channel, it's not exactly yours. Once you get people in, because it's theirs, because they like listening to it.
sure.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
um, because I know drama picks up a lot of views, but I'm not into that bull BS. If people want to do that drama, I mean, it's fine. People do that drama. I like a bit of drama myself. I go on HB's channel, I have a chop with him, you know, have a good laugh with him. But
Hmm.
that's what his channel is, and he knows what it is, and he likes it. And don't get me wrong, I like being on his panel. I think he's a great guy, but I'm trying not make this channel into that types of channels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and you know, it's all about your audience too. Like, so if
Hmm.
you have at least three, four people that are going to join you, you know, then that makes sense. If it's only going to be one person, well, you know, I don't know. It's up to you if you want to keep doing it. But what I was thinking is the topics that you want to do, you should definitely go into areas that have a similar or the same type of meeting or live and network there. So you know you can,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
I've been going around networking. I mean, I've been to Quick Beats
hmm,
trying to promote, and Irish Demons promoted my channel too,
nice.
and hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't say this is gospel. He'll be joining my Great War live to give an Irish perspective about it. Because I could do the Irish perspective because my family was from Ireland and they fought in the war, but I'm not from Ireland, you
Gotcha.
know.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
But
my family is from my family. I see my family as Scottish with Irish ancestry, so I could
definitely.
talk about Scotland and the war. I couldn't talk about Ireland, and it'd be great to have that type of perspective in it. And Kiwi too. I like him because he said about his great grandfather who was a captain in the Anzac Regiment. If you know what the Anzac Regiment is, and he fought at Gallipoli, so that'd be great to hear from him. Um, and things like that, you know.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
I have been networking, and Demon has got a massive fan base too.
Yeah, and I
You
mean,
know.
you know, definitely. I don't think the drama community is a bad place to network, but definitely,
No.
um, you know, getting away, like, because obviously, drama community is going to be more apt to see drama. Um, but
Mm.
you know, getting to like if you find a live that actually does a book club, or you know, a live that does historical discussions, or you know, so like what you're trying to accomplish, you know, joining theirs and networking, you know, getting on panel, telling people about your link,
Mhm.
like that's going to help you generate the audience that you want to generate for the topics that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
because I don't think
well,
there's a ton of people in the drama community, at least,
mm,
that you know, they just want the fuck shit. for lack of a better word.
Yes. If I could, I could get a kitchen and do my own cooking thing.
I mean, it's really endless what you can do,
Yeah,
man. It's just
I
a
know. I
matter
know.
of finding
I
the
could do
crowd.
my own, yeah, I could do my own cooking thing because I was a chef for 18 years,
Hmm.
so I could do that. But it's the costing and actually hiring of a kitchen for that because I wouldn't use my own kitchen. I'd go and do it a bit properly. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know. And I could go talk about history because, like I said a million times before, and I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm taking a history degree, so I could bring some history conversations in. That's what the First World War is about. And that also, one of my biggest views was about talking about a British star that got over 200 odd hits. So I could talk about stars and the reportedly or allegedly bad things they've done. You know, because
Yeah.
that got picked up a few. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We know what I love. I don't know if you know too much about it, or maybe I could bring it more to the table or whatever. You could research as well, but more talks about like space and some of the things like planets, stars, comets,
Well,
satellites, rockets.
I did.
I find it fascinating.
Uh, when I was younger, I did do
Hmm.
astrology. You know, the study of the stars. I did like watching the stars when I was younger.
Oh, I love it.
I get the old binoculars out and I just have a look at the sky.
Yeah.
You know, see the Seven Sisters and the entrance to the Milky Way, and obviously with binos you can't do that much. If you had the telescope, it'd be much more better.
Of course, but even
You know.
binoculars, um, you can see stuff better than
Mhm.
even just looking at the moon with binoculars is
Yeah, I mean, I went into
pretty
an
impressive.
observatory once in my local town and looked at the sky then with the observatory.
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the
but
stars.
yeah, that stuff like constellations, what they're made of, like it's
Yeah.
like an endless thing. But it's I personally love like right now when the sun sets. I don't know what angle you see it at, but you probably see the sun go down, and then you look up and you see a really bright star right after
I
sunset. And if
I
you
actually
haven't,
don't see. Yeah, I actually
yeah,
don't see the sunset and the sunrise because my house faces to north and south.
okay. But I'm sure you could go outside and
No,
look,
no, no,
right?
no,
No,
because
really?
way I think the view is hidden because the way the house is built, the view is hidden there. So you can see the sky changing, but if you to see the sun, it's not so much because
So
where
you
we are.
can't like go for a walk and see the sky, or
Oh yeah, you can go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously you can go for a walk to see the sky, but you know when the sun is setting, what's the point of going for a walk? I mean, around here, once you've seen it, you've seen it. You know.
sure. Well, so what I mean is that maybe in the next time that you're ever out and about and it's getting dark, or you want to do look at the sky. My point is right now when the sun sets, you're going to see a massively bright star that's it gets relatively like
Little
almost
Mickey, mate, you
11
sounding robot.
o'clock. Oh,
Yeah,
still.
Mr. P, I can't hear you. You sounding robot.
Yeah, these things just fail on you, huh?
Yeah.
How do I sound now?
Oh, you sound okay now, mate.
All right. But when you go outside and the sun sets, you're going to see around 11 o'clock in the sky, right above the same area where the sun set, a really, really bright star. And, that's Venus.
Yeah, I
And
know that.
Venus is like, yeah, and it's just, well, right now you see it, but like in 6 months, it'll be on the opposite side and you'll see it in
Hmm.
the morning. But it's right now, it's at
And
its perihelion, which means it's furthest point away from the sun.
yeah, then when you go to the south, the southern hemisphere, the stars are different there.
Right, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
all the planets are in line right now. There's like a lot of cool stuff. So that's what I
Hmm.
mean. That's a great topic. Some people hate it, some people love it. You know,
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. You know, it is. It is. I mean, like I say, I used to do it when I was younger. I used to like just go like in the back garden and just get a chair or something, or just stand there and just looking at the night sky. And it's amazing what you see. You see shooting stars, or sometimes you'd catch a UFO. And well, I don't mean a flying saucer, but you're just catching something that shouldn't be there. If you get my meaning.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen satellites, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there's
So
so
I'm
many.
not. I'm just gonna have to compose myself. I've just seen something really funny, and it's not about this, but it's about something else.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Then, yeah. I'm called composed.
Okay.
That's brilliant. Oh, I love that.
But when I was
Okay.
young, when I was only like 9 years old, I think I remember the first time I looked at the sky, and in Maine you could see pretty much everything. And I seen this like little dot with no flashing lights, about the same brightness of a regular star, and it was moving. And I was like, "Holy crap!" I thought for sure it was a UFO, and it just like completely. I never forgot that moment. It changed the way I looked at the sky. And then later I found out that was a satellite. Now, today,
Okay.
I mean, you can look at the sky even in a not really super dark area, and if you look long enough, you'll see these same dim objects that just kind of cruise at a slow speed across the sky. And a lot of it is like rocket bodies, it's satellites, there's
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
many things in the sky right now.
Well, I have seen. I think I have seen
Mhm.
a UFO.
Well, just
Now,
what did it look like?
okay. So when I was 16, I was walking because I am seeing my girlfriend. I used to walk everywhere,
Hmm.
and because obviously being a bit skint when you're 16, you're not mega money, are you?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
So walk there, and where I lived, there was an airport there,
okay.
and I heard this jet noise coming from the airport, and I thought, "Oh, what's that?" And I looked up, and I just seen this silver. I couldn't make it out, so I just thought it was a plane. It was a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, and this noise of the jet just interrupted me, and I thought, "What the?" And I looked up again, and this metal-like object, flying object, just disappeared.
Did you see it disappear? Like it took off, or did you just disappeared?
It just disappeared. It must have been at least 30,000 feet up or higher.
Wow.
It was in a matter of seconds.
Crazy. I mean, look,
Yeah. It was,
we've seen it. There at this point, it's not a mystery.
no.
We've seen, fighter jets see these things. We've seen,
Yep.
at least on the American side, we've seen.
Well, we've been seeing these things from the age of time.
Yeah.
Elizabethans used to see this, and fighters in World War II, fighter pilots or other pilots, used to call them Foo Fighters. Hold on a minute. Hey, I'm just going to type this for Laura. So I came on in search of Mr. P and Sir Paul because something Ron DeSantis said on Memorial Day. Oh, okay then.
Oh, do tell, do tell.
Yeah, we need to know this. Ron DeSantis is the person trying to run for president, yes?
The one who's going to fail. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, okay. I gathered that. You didn't need to tell me twice on that one.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not that thick when it comes to American politics.
No, I mean, I'm that thick when it comes to your politics, but
All you got to remember is there's two major parties, Conservative and Labour.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are just the rest just won't get in. Always be there. I
But
thought it was.
what did DeSantis say though?
Because I'm a lefty. Mr. P, do you think Laura's a lefty?
I think she is. I don't think she's. I think she's kind of like moderate to further left. I don't.
Okay, yeah, she came out and she said, not came out. Well, that'd be another show. That'd be a Jerry Springer moment.
I was gonna say she came out too.
Yeah, he came out the closet. Ron DeSantis attacked the woke military on Memorial Day. Ooh,
He did what?
he attacked the woke military on Memorial Day.
He attacked the woke military.
Yeah.
What are you reading that from? Fox News?
No, that's what Laura said. Yeah.
Oh, well, that title sounds like it came from a conservative source.
Well, if he did, you got to pick your battles, haven't you?
But what did he say? That's what I want. I want to know what he actually said.
Okay, let me Google this. I'm going to Google this, Laura. Okay, so let's read this. Okay. Let me find out. My channel, my rules. Okay. Oh, there's one in the New York Post. There was the Independent.
Oh, I'm sure it's all over the news. It just depends on the title. Like I wouldn't imagine a left-leaning news source would say woke military.
Okay. DeSantis charged woke military in Memorial Day interview and promised very big changes if elected.
That's not news.
There was
Stuff.
Yeah, it's Fox. It's on Fox, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. DeSantis told Fox News Monday morning, I see a lot of emphasis now on political ideologies. Things have gender pronouns. I see a lot of things like DEI, diversity, equality, and inclusion programs. I think that's caused recruiting to plummet. I think it's driven off a lot of warriors, and I think the morale is low. If he said that, I think you've got to pick your battles. And Memorial Day is not the day to do it.
Well, he has been picking all the wrong battles.
Yeah. I really do think that is the wrong day to do it, and that is fucking stupid. I know he's ex-military. I see he's ex-military, but you got to think about it's just wrong.
He really was going in the right direction and trying to make a name for himself and being a more politically correct version of Trump, to sort of. The problem is he's such a politician. He doesn't know how to, keep his act together, and he's not, he doesn't know which. I think he's going way too off the target, and he's like attacking Disney. He's attacking now. I mean, the way he's talking about the military, I don't consider it an attack. I just think it's the wrong thing to say at the wrong time. But it's just like he's missing the mark, man. It's just really.
Yeah, there's days when if you want to attack it, but days like Memorial Day is a day of remembrance.
Exactly. And I got to give my credit because she called this out a long time ago when DeSantis was being very popular, and she said he's, with his donors and the things that he represents, he's not a good candidate, and he's kind of proven to show that pretty recently.
Yeah, like I said, Memorial Day is a day of remembrance. It's a day of remembering your fallen. It's a day of remembering the people who have served. It's a day of remembering the people who have been injured while serving. We're all say using for defending the country. Some wars haven't defended America, but America have got involved in. But that's neither here or there because these people have gave up their lives. They've seen things that we'll never see, and should never see.
Yeah.
Both
here with us now and folks that aren't. no longer with us.
And any soldier should honestly go up and say thank you.
For sure.
This saying Happy Memorial Day. Memorial Day is not meant to be happy. I'm afraid. Memorial Day is a day of remembrance.
Hmm.
You know, remembrance of the lives that people have given up for you.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. That's the way I see our day. We only have one day, and that's Remembrance Sunday or Remembrance. We've got two. We've got Remembrance Sunday and Remembrance Day. But the Remembrance Day is when it falls on the 11th hour, 11th day, 11th hour, you know, or 11th month.
Yeah.
And sometimes it falls, sometimes it falls on a Sunday. That's Remembrance Sunday. But we have Remembrance Sunday just before, or just after, if you get my meaning.
Yeah.
And that's when we should remember. That's when you should just say thank you. And if you see them in a pub or a bar, just buy them a drink.
I agree, man. I think
know?
folks like DeSantis they just don't get it, man.
No.
They don't know what it's like.
And what makes it worse too, he's ex-military.
Is he?
Yeah.
I always forget that. He doesn't act like
he's ex-military there, and he should just treat the day as it is. Leave the politics alone on this day. Just give your thanks to the armed services of your country. Say thank you, and be on your way.
Did he actually? Was he like quote unquote serving? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, to Santos, yeah, he was serving in the U.S. Navy.
Oh, the Navy. Did he get deployed?
Yeah.
I don't expect you to know that. I don't even know why I'm asking you that. I'll figure that out.
Hold on. I can find this out, mate. I've got the power of the internet in my fingers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if you ask me anything about your politicians, I would know nothing. So it's like, I don't know why I'm asking you as if you should know.
Okay, why did I do that? I put the Royal Navy down. He's not with the Royal Navy. Is she talking about Britain? Okay. He was a legal advisor to SEAL 1.
A legal advisor. Whoa, Laura! I just went out to the comments. Holy crap! Laura Raider in the comments, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, she loves the comments. I love Laura. She's a good,
Me
she's
too.
A good person.
I want to talk to her though. I know she's a big comment person, but I wanted to come up with. She's got a great perspective.
He did actually. During his military career, DeSantos was awarded the Bronze Star Medal, the Naval Marine Corps Commendation Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Medal, and the Iraq Campaign Medal. He's still serving in the U.S. Navy because of his transition. That his service ended in 2019. He was deployed to Iraq in the fall of 2007 as part of the 2007 troop surge. He served as legal advisor to the SEAL commander of the Special Operations Task Force West in Fallujah.
So Laura is basically saying he served, but he was a Navy attorney.
Yeah, but they still serve though. Yeah.
No, and nothing against that. I'm just saying, a lot of these guys that they serve, they're because of their name or who they know, whatever, they're doing jobs that are much further away from combat and, the equivalent of...
Well, he done a bit more than Trump. Trump couldn't serve because he had bone spurs.
Well, I'm sure he didn't, but yeah.
Yeah, arseholes.
Bone spurs.
His dad was rich.
Right. Well, that's my point.
But he
credit. He did serve.
Yeah. So he did serve, and he's got campaign medals too.
Yeah. Well, good. And I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about generally. But
I know what you mean.
yeah,
It's like the royal family. You see the people complain about the royal family, and they've got all these medals, and they say, "Why did you get these and never served?" Well, actually, those are not serving medals. Those are not campaign medals. Those are medals from the Queen, like Jubilee medals or the Knights Order medals.
right.
So they're ceremonial medals, not actual campaign.
Sure.
You know. So yeah. So
Yeah, Laura said Glenn is an officer, she thinks, because of his education.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, when I passed the exams, I wanted to. Oh, I want. And if there was a world war and they called people up, I'd be like an officer.
Yeah,
because they're like them educated.
Yeah, and I'm not saying every everyone has to serve at the lowest level to be a man or to really serve. It's just
Yeah.
I just noticed these connected people, if they do actually serve, generally stay out of the way and have office jobs, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree, Laura. There's no need to bash the military. The military do a tough enough job. They have to give up their family, their friends, wives,
I agree, Laura.
sons, daughters.
But did he military or did he just talk about the morale?
No, he was deriding the military for their woke policies.
Oh, okay, got it. So he didn't like the policies.
Yeah. I would say it's time you should know to pick your battles.
Yeah, well, not, if you got a policy issue, maybe after Memorial Weekend,
Yeah, yeah,
and not the next day, like a couple weeks, a month,
yeah,
a little bit of space. You ever heard of the expression "too soon"?
yeah. Maybe that was a little bit too soon, mate. You never know,
Yeah, definitely too soon there.
Do you know? Actually, I traced my family tree, and this is. Let me get this up. This is pretty amazing. Hold on, I'll go look for this. I've got to remember which site I used. And one of my distant family was involved in the Civil War, American Civil War. And I'll get his rank up. And he was from Scotland.
You said the Civil War?
The American Civil War, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so
I love that war. Not that I love the war, I just love learning about it.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, I can't
Samantha
get it now.
loves history. She loves like all the thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah. Okay, historical records. Let's look at this. Okay. All right. I can't find it, but I can talk about my family. Okay, there you go. My relatives' military records. I found it there. Okay. Okay. Yep. So one of my family was involved. Served in the U.S. Army because he moved to Philadelphia.
Cool.
I had okay. It's trying to find. It's easy when you've got it there, but it's trying to find the information again. You know what I mean? Okay, but I can talk about how many presidents I'm supposed to be related to.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about that. This is true. This is okay. So let me get my activities up. Okay, all my activities. Right. So, freaking dickheads! Why do they do this? Okay, so. Famous relatives. Okay. These are the people I'm supposed to be related to. I am supposed to be related to Neil Armstrong. I'm supposed to be related to a guy called Robert Peary. As you don't, if you don't know, Robert Peary was the first person to reach the geographic North Pole.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay, so I'm supposed to be related to Catherine Hepburn.
I know the name. I don't know why I can't think of it right. She was
Famous, beautiful actress.
yes, yep.
Okay, supposed to be related to Lucille Ball.
I thought it wasn't it Audrey Hepburn? You said Catherine?
Catherine Hepburn, yeah.
Was there an Audrey Hepburn? Am I confusing them?
No, I think there was actually an Audrey Hepburn too.
Oh,
Okay, so
but
I'm
Catherine.
related to Guy. Yep, a filmmaker called Cecil B. DeMille.
I'm sorry. What was the one after Catherine Hepburn?
Lucille Ball.
Oh, Lucille Ball. Okay.
Yep. Okay, I'm supposed to be related to Shirley Temple.
Okay.
The biggest one is Elvis Presley.
Come on.
No. I'm supposed to be
Shirley
related to Elvis.
Temple, Elvis Presley, Catherine Hepburn, Lucille Ball. I mean, how does that circle make any sense?
Okay, listen to this one then. Okay, I think I may be wrong. Is Buster Keaton
Where are you getting this info?
from FamilySearch.org.
Was it done genetically or done just kind of like searching?
Searching.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walt Disney.
Oh, come on, man. This is crazy. I can't. You got to take a DNA test, man. This is like, I feel like they're telling you you know.
I'm just saying what has been said. I'm not saying this is true.
I know
if
they're saying it. I just,
yeah, if
sorry.
if
you
you heard
lost.
if you heard what I've been saying is that I'm supposed to be, not saying I am.
You know what's funny
Okay.
though, Paul, is you can actually figure this out, like actually.
Okay. Yeah, I know. But this is actually, yeah. So it says I'm related to Mark Twain.
I can't. It's just too many. It's like somehow you're related to everybody famous. Come on,
No,
man.
it's not everybody famous. It's not everybody famous. And another guy called Robert Louis Stevenson.
Okay.
Like, I'm just saying what this is saying.
No, I know you are. I'm not saying you're.
Okay. And I'm not saying I am. I find this funny myself.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm related to two pioneers in television. One in television and one in digital audio. Who is also related to a certain guy called Brigham Young.
Yeah, I know Brigham Young.
Yeah. Okay, so US presidents.
Christ.
Okay.
You say Obama. I'm ending this. Live.
Okay, yeah. So Nixon.
Okay.
Okay. Harding. Warren G. Harding. A guy called James K. Polk.
Okay.
I'm related to Princess Diana.
That I believe.
Okay. Harry Truman.
Okay.
Hoover.
Truman and Hoover.
Yeah. Okay. Coolidge.
Don't you dare say Obama.
Roosevelt. Garfield.
What do you think the actual likelihood that you're related to 4 to 7 U.S. presidents is? Like,
Very high, because there's a lot of presidents. There's a lot of presidents that have got Scottish families,
okay,
and Scotland is quite a small country.
okay,
So I'm related to William Howard Taft. Then Churchill. Winston Churchill. I'll tell you what Winston Churchill was supposed to be. Learn more. Yep, I want to learn more about him. Yeah, Winston Churchill. He's supposed to be my 8th cousin, 5 times removed. Good old Winnie. Then, okay, so this is the last one. The last president is Benjamin Harrison.
I didn't even know he was a president.
Yep, Benjamin Harrison there.
It's funny. Did they ask for your credit card to know more information?
No, because this is from the Mormon website.
Okay.
This is the Mormon website. Lots of US presidents' families, because of migration, came from either Scotland and Ireland and England.
No, I mean, that makes sense. That does make a lot of sense.
Hmm.
And you can argue
Dead.
the Irish descent or Scottish descent are all going to be somewhat related.
Yeah, but I am actually related to kings and queens. I've done my family tree that way, and I found out that I'm related to Robert the Bruce, which is King of Scotland. I'm also related to James V of Scotland.
Okay.
And that brings up the royal bloodline, because his son was James VI. No, his daughter was Mary Queen of Scots, which brought up James VI.
Laura wants to know, said Sean Connery.
No, not Sean Connery. No, sorry, Laura.
I mean, how are you not related to Sean Connery?
You said that Connery's an Irish name.
Okay.
He's probably from a part of Ireland my family didn't come from.
Okay.
But you got there's a lot of migration that happens, and I'm not saying all those are true. I mean, that's just a laugh. I mean, it'd be amazing if there really was.
Sure.
And fantastic. I'd be knocking on America's door saying, I want my green card. I want to be dual nationality.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially if you're related to all these people, I think you're owed, as they say in Italian, a little scatole, Hey.
A little bit. As you say in England or in Britain, a little bit of cut, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have a little bit of that action, mate.
I mean, come on. How are you related to this many famous, wealthy people, and you're, there's no inheritance, there's no,
I know, that's the most disappointing thing, mate. That is I thought myself that, and I thought, I'm going to write off to our own government and say, listen here. And I thought, written off to the Queen saying, listen here, cuz, where's that bit of money?
Yeah. I'm not asking for a lot to retire,
yeah. You will find that millions of other people in the world are related to these people too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's all right saying this is my relatives, but I could be way back in the line through tens of thousands, Yeah,
no, I mean, from what I understand, and you could tell me I'm wrong here, but even Irish, what do I want to say? The people from Ireland, their genes come from Germanic tribes.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll show you. Talk about Ireland. This is the person I'm related to. I'll put this on private so you can have a look. I'm definitely related to this person. I've checked up all the information. I've had people double check it too.
Okay.
So let me put this in private chat. And there's even a song about him. You know? He was hung at the age of 18 for killing 3 British soldiers. Anyway, Laura, if I was king, I could make you into a lady. A proper lady. You'd have a title and everything. Remember that. King Paul. And where would you like your title to be, Laura? Which place would you like to be Lady of? Lady of Cheam, Lady of Guildford, Lady of Swansea. Your choice. It's sweet. Hello, mate.
You trying to get rid of me? You could just say you want to end it. You don't have to.
Oh, no, I didn't. I thought you left by yourself.
No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I clicked the link and it just like dropped me.
Okay.
Weirdly enough.
Maybe you should have right-clicked and put add another label.
Oh, I definitely should have. I just I don't know.
Yeah.
Just had a moment, I guess.
Yeah. Did you have a look?
Yeah. He seems not the nicest guy in the world, but
Well, he was 18.
Yeah.
And the story goes he was 18 and easily led. But he was fighting for Ireland to be free.
Gotcha.
Because Ireland was under the rule of the British government at the time.
Makes sense.
So they had a lot of strife, and he was saying, and he fought and he killed 3 British soldiers, and he got caught by hiding. He was hiding underneath the lorry at the time, or what you call a truck. But obviously, they used higher suspension then, didn't they? Because the way the wheels worked and all that. And he got caught, and he got put into Mountjoy prison. And fuck's sake, Veen. Yeah, so he got put into Mountjoy prison, where he asked to be shot by firing squad because he thought himself to be a soldier, but he wasn't. He was tortured and battered by the guards at Mountjoy, or what some say the British Army. Some may disagree, but let's use the British Army as a general term. And later, he got taken down and hung.
That sucks.
Yeah, and he was only 18.
Man, what a short life.
Hmm.
Did he have time to have a child? Did he have a kid or something? I mean, how?
No, he was training to be a doctor.
Damn.
Yeah, trained to be a doctor, and he. Some say he was easily led. He was a very quiet chap, guy, and that. But I'd like to think that he died in what he believed in doing. It may not been. Well, I would say that if America got attacked, I'm sure you'd be the first. America got attacked and invaded. I'm sure you'd be the first people to go out and do something about it.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be the first. They'd probably look at me as, when they're running out of people, like, come on, get in there.
Well, you'd have to be part of what they called militia or a resistance.
Yeah, I mean, potentially.
And that's what he's seen himself most likely. So I'd like to believe he fought and died for what he believed in. And so he's a really good hero in Ireland, and he's got his own song about him too.
That's awesome.
What amazes me is that my mum's passed away, but my mum used to sing this song, and well, she never knew that she was actually related to him.
That's funny. Was it a popular song?
It is. Hold on, let me get it.
You're gonna sing us a song, mate.
Yeah, I'm not from London, mate, so no need to do that.
You're gonna play a tune.
Yeah, play your tune your fucking balls for you, daft sod.
I bet you sound rubbish. Go ahead.
Fucking proper dude. Yeah. Don't me do American accent and make you sound really shitty. Okay, so this is. Can I play the song on? No, I can't play the song on here. I think it's copyrighted.
So that's good a very London sound. Interesting.
No, it's it's Irish. It's sort of proper Irish.
No. What the accent I was doing?
Yeah. I'm not from. Everybody thinks that I'm not from London.
Oh, I wasn't really trying to necessarily mimic you because it'd be a lot harder.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you did sound like. It did sound like what's his name in Mary Poppins. Dick Van Dyke. It was a Dick Van Dyke, yeah? Cool, blimey, Mrs. Poppins. How is it going?
Yeah. Funny, because that's probably where I got most of that accent from, is those proper accents.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake, Bean, who let you up? Fucking hell, Bean's giving me a dog's life now.
Veen isn't he's your buddy, but he is one of those annoying buddies. Is that where I'm gathering?
I think it's a Western European thing. Buddies like to rag on each other.
Got it.
Yeah, we rag. I mean, his family went and fucking bombed my chippy in my pub in 1940.
Oh, well, hell.
Yeah, that's what I said. Now he's saying I've got fleas.
Oh, yeah. That's just too much.
Yeah, you bombed my chippy, mate. That's in my pub. Where was I supposed to drink in 1940? In fact, I wasn't born in 1940. It was 1975, but you get the picture.
You bombed my chippy, mate.
Yeah. You bombed my boozer. What are you doing with my boozer? Yeah. When somebody enters your thing, lost tank with Paul. Yeah. What you do, like somebody enters your pub. Yep, somebody enters your pub and you don't like them, you go up to them and go, what you doing in my manor, mate?
Is it pub or pub? Pub.
Pub. Pub, yeah.
Not your pub. It's your pub.
Not the pub. Pub, yeah. Or what you doing in my manor? Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I got it, yeah.
Yeah.
I like doing accents and impressions sometimes, but I have to really know it. Otherwise, I end up doing the wrong impression.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in Scotland, I love telling jokes, and all my family's Scottish. And I told this joke, and I got told never to ever say it ever again.
Are you going to say it?
Yeah, I was just laughing at what Bean said.
Oh.
Yeah, I said, what's the difference between a Scottish wedding and a Scottish funeral?
A Scottish wedding and a Scottish funeral. What's that?
One less drunk.
Got it.
Yeah. Some people didn't take kindly to that joke.
Yeah, I can imagine, but it is a joke.
Yeah, I also said that to my mum when she was alive.
Did
She
she?
didn't take kindly to it either.
Yeah, well, I can imagine.
Yeah, she went and beat me proper.
Your
Yeah.
your accent. How would you describe? Like where would it come from exactly, and is it more considered like proper or more considered slang? Like, how do you
Okay, my accent would be like the southern accent,
southern
which
accent?
which is considered the quintessential English accent.
Quintessential English is southern. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Kind of like the north and the south accent for United States. Which are you able to do any of those impressions, or you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I do know. I wouldn't able to do them because I'm no good at accent, and but yeah, So the further south you go, the more they sound like me, and the
Mm.
more okay, the more northern you go from me,
Oh, from you. Yep. Yep.
yep, is the more they sound like Kaylee.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yep. And the further north you go, the thicker the accent gets. And when you go up to Scotland, it changes again, the dynamic. So when you go to Scotland, the southern is more soft. Then you go to Glasgow, up to the western side. It is more hardened and broad. When you go to Edinburgh, it is a more of a softer Scots accent. And when you go right into the Highlands, it gets so soft that it can be confused with an English accent, but it really isn't.
I got you.
And Wales have got their own accent. Then when you nip across to Northern Ireland have got their different accents. Then you go to Ayr, they've got their own different accents.
It's interesting how that works across different languages, or different not languages, but different parts of the globe and countries.
And there's actually, yes, you're right with different languages, because each city in England and Scotland have got their own slang.
Yeah, it's it almost, I don't know if it sounds intelligent, or I don't know what it sounds like to you, but it would be like northern accent is more like me.
Yep.
So the way that I speak, and you have certain in like Massachusetts, New York, they have different ways of forming words. Like New York is like a coffee and hot
Like,
dog. Or
yeah, how you doing?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like a very, and then where in Mass, it's kind of like a lot of like Oz, like park the car, or
And
get the heck
some
out of here.
parts, yeah, and some parts of America, when you go further down south, you sound like more like Cletus Slackfield Yokel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just, yeah. So I know about that. Yeah,
Yeah, they
but
got a different. It's like a southern accent. If you ride down here in your vehicle, you better obey the speed limit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like a bit like Forrest Gump. Life is like a
Yeah.
box of chocolates. You
Yeah,
never know what
exactly.
you're gonna get.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it works like that here. But the southern accents is considered, or the home county accents is considered the most quintessential English accent.
The ones I have trouble with are the ones that are like close to Canada or like Ohio or it's like they don't sound southern, they don't sound northern, northeastern. They sound like it's like different. I really have a hard time getting that one down. But that's like another,
But we all know what Canada is like. What's that boot here? Because they use a boot, don't they?
Yeah,
Instead of about. What's that boot?
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, what's that boot, eh? Yeah.
Yeah,
We're nice and kind in Canada. No, I can't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just can't do the accent. I've got family in Canada.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like a boot, it's like I don't know how to do it. I have to like listen to it for a minute and then I can get it. But it's like they're definitely different. The way they form those words, but the rest of everything actually sounds kind of normal. It's just just the way they form their vowels. It's definitely different.
Yeah, I've also got family in Connecticut.
Yeah, that's actually where I live.
Yeah, I've got family there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You don't have to dox them, but what general part?
I haven't got a fucking clue.
Got it.
I just know I've got family there.
That's cool. Well, it's a big state. You have northern Connecticut, northwestern is kind of like farm country, some cities, but very country and it actually really different northeastern accent, almost kind of southern in nature in the country area. And then you have the middle of the state, which is kind of like not really much of an accent, but very I don't want to say broken down, but they're not really wealthy, and there's a lot of like old areas, like manufacturing facilities that all went out of business, and you're left with this kind of area where not a lot of people work, and they're just safe. And then you have the northeastern part of Connecticut, which is all farm, a lot more successful people there, not as wealthy as the southeastern part, which is all like the cities, New Haven, Fairfield County, very wealthy, high-end areas. And then you have the southwestern part, which is, kind of like Danbury, city. A lot of New Yorkers migrate over that way to avoid taxes and stuff like that. So you have
sure.
And then the middle is Hartford, so like that's all city folk.
But I think I've got family in the Philadelphia area too.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not too sure because I know, like I said, some of my relatives fought for the U.S. Army in World War One, and they moved from Ireland to Philadelphia. And he actually made Stetson hats.
What's that?
He actually made Stetson hats. He worked in the Stetson factory in Philly. Yeah.
Philly's got a very interesting accent.
Yeah, that's where Witch of Heart is from, isn't it?
Okay.
I think she's from Philly.
Liz, the Danbury Mint is actually in Norwalk, Connecticut. But Danbury is not too far from Norwalk, so I'm sure it has something to do with it.
You've got your live coming up soon, haven't you, mate?
No, is it on the 31st?
I thought it said 1 o'clock my time.
I hope not. I'm not ready for my live today. I might reschedule it if that's the case. I thought it was the 31st. I could be wrong. Hang on, let me check. Yeah, 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, mine's 31st here, so it says one. Hold on, let me see.
Well, for me, it'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. my time. So for you, it might actually be the 32nd, which is actually not a day. June 1st.
Scheduled for the 1st of the 6th. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna turn it on. Maybe
yeah.
basic topic. Make sure everything works. See if I can, bring somebody on a panel, and it's just really just a test run live stream. And
That's good. Yeah.
we'll fine tune it a little bit. Again, I'm not. I'm going to be doing a lot more work this summer, so I don't know how much time I'll be able to do. I'd like to do like a nightly, like a couple of nights a week. Just get on there.
Yeah, sure. I've got to go, Mr. Pete. I'm not leaving the pad. I'm not turning it off. I just need to go and wash my hands, mate.
Yeah, you're good, man.
Okay, mate.
Although I do find it random that you need to wash your hands suddenly. Just a sudden urge to wash your hands. Well, sure, it's nothing. Oh, thank you, Liz. I was getting a little weirded out there. Philadelphia's a whole different state, Paul. Cheers, Mr. P. That figures right. I'm not sure what you're asking, Liz. But yeah, I'm sure you guys are all subscribed to me. If not, I'll put the link in there. But all we're doing is just running a basic test drive live tomorrow, and we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. If I'm able to figure out how to show a screen, which I don't think I can do on this, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll just maybe play some audio or something. But yeah, it's really just to figure out if I can even do a live with the knowledge that I have. So we shall see. But I'll put the link in here for you guys, for the few people that are here. And we'll look forward to seeing you. It's going to be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to drop by.
Okay. Yo, I'm back now.
Cool, man.
Feel sorry about that. When you got to go, you got to go.
Liz was right. Liz was right. No, when you said you got to go wash your hands, I was like, well, that's strange. A sudden urge to wash your hands out of nowhere.
It's just the same we've got here for something else.
Yeah. No, Liz was like, I think that's code for washing your, for going to the loo,
Yeah. See, what happened? This is how it started. It was on HB's channel. And Bean, I should really ban you for saying such a disgusting thing like that. I'll put this on for a minute so Mr. P can see. No, that's not the one. What is it doing? There you go. This is what I think Bean should be banned for.
Yes, I agree. I think banned permanently. No probation, no second chance. Just nuke them.
So
that's just my opinion. I'm sure you're nicer than me.
Yeah. So I was watching HB, and this is the first time I went on chat with him, and Lizard Breath was there, and our old favourite Mike C was there too. So Mike C disappeared and came back, and Lizard Breath said to him, "Did you wash your hands?" She was joking around. And what do you think Mike C said to that?
No, he didn't wash his hands.
He created a kerfuffle about it, an absolute stink about it.
He's a freaking lunatic.
Yep. And he started saying to Liz that she was using her voice changer and she wasn't really Liz and she was Julia and this and blah 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 and this and this.
It's funny he says that
Hmm.
because
And yeah,
he
so
came.
that's how.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's how it came up. Have you washed your hands?
Got it.
Or I'll wash it. I'm off to wash my hands. Now, even Mike C uses that term now.
No, that's cool. I mean, I just use, hey, I got to go to the restroom or something, or I'll be right back, and don't even indicate anything. But
Yeah.
but no, the whole thing with Mike is always, I find, very interesting, and I'm not there's no drama here. It's just a basic psychology discussion. Is he is probably the best example of somebody that projects. With a very strong narcissistic personality.
Oh yeah, I totally get you. I mean, I've had chats with Mike, and I've had no problem chatting to him. We've always chatted on really well. He
Absolutely is.
Yeah, and I've always, like I said, chatted him, and I've always sort of liked him. Begrudgingly liked him because he seemed like a good guy to me. I'll give people the benefit of the doubt.
You and me were on.
Sorry, Miss V, what were you saying?
I said you and me were on the same page there. I that was my first impression.
And I've got no problem with people going on Joey's panel and talking to Joey. Like I say, I have Nick Bolt on here. Nick Bolt's a big fan of Joey, and I don't mind people going on there and chatting because that's what they do. I mean, I'm not going to create any drama, but what I couldn't stand is the other day, Mick was ragging on Ruru on somebody else's channel, not mention it, and then but you can guess whose name it was, but. And he said the people have been on Ruru's panel are uneducated. And I thought, who the hell is he to tell people they're uneducated?
Well, he does that, and I like Nick, but I've seen him really use the education as a barrier, of like barrier of entry for like if you're considered a human being or not. It's probably the worst way to describe it, but you're here, and if you're educated, you're here, and he's on the educated side, and if you're not on that side, you're lower class essentially.
But what pissed me off is when he said people be not uneducated. Now I'm taking a history degree. I said I wouldn't say it again, but it's just using this one. I'm taking a history degree.
By the way, Paul, did you say you were taking a history degree?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so I'm taking it's a BA Arts Honours History degree I'm taking.
Gotcha.
So if I pass all my exams, I get my good score, I get initials after my name.
Which is really important.
Yeah, but other than that, I've got no education, but formal or academic education. But I've got a skill education. I can teach people a skill in cooking. A person of electricity, I'm no better. When I get this degree, I'll be no better than an electrician or anybody else because they've got a skill that's better than me that I don't know nothing about. That's their education. You get my meaning?
I think the fact that you're even bringing this up shows that it affects you. And I think for you to really, truly believe what you're saying, you need to not let it bother you.
It just bothered me then. It bothered me then for a couple of minutes.
That's my point.
It doesn't bother me. Yeah, it doesn't bother me now. I I thought the guy was. I thought the guy, would have a chat with him. But when he said that, I thought, well, well, fuck you, dude. Basically,
But that's my point, is that you shouldn't even have that reaction. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying, my like a reaction that I would think you would have is kind of like, I feel bad for him for thinking that way, not anything that reciprocates to you and you feeling that you're, have to explain yourself because you have a different type of education. If you're limited in
yeah,
thinking that way, that's a problem that he's got to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah.
Because you're almost holding his opinion in high regard because you would want him to think of you
I
as being this at this educated level,
no,
which
no, 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 no. No, it's nothing like that. I've just got pissed off how he can define education. What is an education? Is an education academic or is an education a skill? I've got a skill too.
well, right, but
Electricians got a skill. Well, right. I mean, his job. What is his job? A carpet cleaner,
but I guess the
supposed
way
to be.
I heard him say this before, like he said this to Ham Banana, where he was like, when I was your age, I had this education, I had this, and that. So he holds these things as, is like, you're not as good of a person unless have done the things that he's done and gone through the education that he has. And the more education you have, the better of a person you are. And I
Mhm.
really, I disdain that, that way of classifying people.
Yeah, it's a bad way of classifying people. It is a really rubbish way of classifying people.
I mean, because education is I've known more educated people that have zero life education and can barely function. Uh,
Yes, yes.
it's if you want to do something that requires a quote unquote education, well then you need that. But if you're going to be doing a trade or something else, well, your education is the process of going through the apprenticeship and whatever you need to go through to get to that position. But that doesn't make somebody who's educated or has a doctor's degree, better than somebody that doesn't. And
Yeah,
so,
but who is he? Who is he to be the arbiter of education?
well, that's the and he admitted this to us. And again, I hope he doesn't think that we're talking bad about him, because I hope that he hears this
I know. I would say this to his face too.
and I would too. But he's already admitted in front of us that he's insecure, and that's where that comes from. And that's why I say that I feel bad for somebody when they think like that, because they're really showing you something about themselves and the fact that they need to feel bigger because they really don't.
Yeah, I just thought it was bad showmanship and
Well, it
turned
is.
me right off.
I'm more
Turned me
talking
right off the
about
person.
where it comes from than anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, to insult people, then do exactly the same as the people he's insulted is just wrong.
Well, it's wrong, but it comes from a place of, it's almost like, you ever seen a little chihuahua and how they react to somebody? They bark and they try to flare up and they try to use all these things to scare whoever it is, the person, and try to intimidate the person. But the minute you take a step towards the dog and you growl yourself, they're running around the corner. It's the same idea. It's like that same type of personality, just more evolved, and using different tactics. You know what
I know
I
what you mean,
if he
but
felt
you've
really
got
if he felt really good about himself or wasn't insecure, he would never talk like that.
no. Yeah, it just turned me off the person, and I thought, what? Now I can't say the words I'm thinking, but I thought, why would anybody need to say that?
Yeah, again, I don't actually not like him for it. I just think, again, I more feel bad, and I wish that he would feel more secure with himself so he didn't need to talk like that.
See, I dislike two-faced people.
Yeah,
And I
no,
told him this to his face, and I said, "You've been two-faced about things like this. You either stick to one side or you go to the other side. You don't play the sides off to with each other."
yeah.
And he's done this. Now he's picked one side because not everybody will allow him up anymore now.
Well, and this is part of this this problem with the community and why we're spreading out in different directions is, you know, this idea that you have to pick a side is, to me, is outrageous. You're wanting to enjoy a show.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they're supposed to be not professional actors, but they're supposed to be characters in the show. They all have personalities. They have opinions, which is why they're on panel. You have the chat. So why, if I go in one room, am I against the people in another room?
yeah. I get that. You know,
It's not. It's just YouTube.
yeah, yes. It's a virtual world and a real world.
Right, and I don't mean that it doesn't exist. I'm saying, like, if we participate in this environment of YouTube, why do we need to then retaliate outside of the environment? You know, why do we need to then start
Yeah,
making it real? And yeah, I've watched this, you know, this channel really self-destruct, especially last night. You're just seeing, you know, a crumbling from the inside, just because of how it's being run. And I
yeah.
hope for him that he gets it figured out. He can change, and I really honestly don't hope that he gets incarcerated or anything. I really do hope that he figures it
Well,
out.
I know. I think that's. I think he's already. He's just preparing himself. I think that's already the case.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I mean,
You know
supposedly-
what I've seen. Yeah, it's definitely the case that he will be, and he knows he will be, and he's there just getting sort of things out his end.
right.
You know.
Well,
But when I was on his panel, it's just the ones I've been on.
I remember that day.
Mm. I can't remember much of it, so you probably a lot more about it than me. But he wasn't really rude to me.
You're right. He wasn't.
He wasn't. He was okay. He was maybe being a bit curt, which is not rude, or just a little bit forthright or forward. But he
Yeah.
wasn't rude.
Okay.
The only person was rude was the person who I've apologised to. When I would both apologize. He apologised to me, then I said it's water underneath the bridge. So I don't need to go over it.
No.
But I had a positive experience from his channel.
I had a lot of positive experiences from the channel.
But would I go on his channel again? I had the invite. I'm not sure if I'm invited now, but I don't think I would. It wouldn't be the right thing for me to do now
Yeah.
because
I
I've
mean,
got to take care of my own brand.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I've always said that I'm not gonna, you know, make a decision on if I'm ever gonna do something or, you know, not gonna do it. Definitely gonna do it. I'm just, you know, if things change and you know the way that, you know, some of the things like not being able to move around and, you know, the words that are being said to some people, um, you know, we don't need to discuss what was said, but kind of horrible things being said. If that ever changed and became a more of a positive place to be, an encouraging place, a community where people felt comfortable, I would eventually come back if I was allowed or welcomed. But until
I'm
that
not
day,
too sure.
it doesn't make.
To be honest, I'll be truthful. The way he's treated you and your wife, I wouldn't go set foot into there. That'd be a very difficult thing for me to do.
No, it would, but I just, I don't know. I believe that people can change and that you can forgive people. I
Yeah,
hate
but
never. If somebody came up to me and said, you know what, the things that were done, um, I'm truly sorry, and you know, anything that I can do to make it right, I just please forgive me. I would let it go under the bridge, and I would start over, as long as that behavior wasn't false and it was sincere.
yeah, but the thing is, he makes chooses up with people and he says sorry, and
But
they always seem to get broken.
and I'm not talking about a truce.
No. But I mean, that's the same. When you talk, that's the same example we using here. You'll say your thing, and it just seems to happen the same over and over again. That's his channel makeup. That's what his people like over there. That's his brand.
Well, and that's it. So what I'm saying is, if you change the brand and really drop this facade and packing and truly change as a person, which I mean, you could.
Yeah.
I doubt that's ever going to happen, and you'd be right in saying that. But I'm saying if that did happen, and he did actually repent in his own way and truly change as a person, I would move on, because I don't want to ever not forgive somebody. Life's too short.
No,
But if it's-
life is too short. Life is too short. But it's also too short to hang around a person who may change or not.
Oh, agreed. And it wouldn't be something I would go to there and see if it happened. It would be more of if he ever reached out like a human being, like a man, and talked to me, either face to face or at least off of YouTube. I would consider it. I'll never forgive somebody, especially if they changed and they truly, were sorry and changed their behavior moving forward. Do I think that's going to happen? I think it's about a 97% chance it's never going to happen. But if it did, I would never forgive somebody. I think everybody, and that's maybe my Catholic upbringing. I mean, you could be the worst person in the world, but if you change your ways and you ask for forgiveness and you literally, actually, truly from the inside want forgiveness and want to change, then I would encourage that, and I would encourage it by forgiving.
See,
You know what
I know. I know about religion. I know about Catholics, and I remember this little thing when you're doing the sign of the cross. What they said, it's supposed to be spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
And I'm with you, man. I'm really not about religion. It's more
No.
the behavioral architecture that I live by.
Yeah, when somebody talks about religion and they've been nasty to someone, that's when I go, whoa, that's not what it was supposed to be about.
Well, especially when they're within two sentences, they said, "Oh, if somebody believes in Jesus Christ and this and that, and blah blah blah, and otherwise, whatever, they're going to hell, and it's just this black and white." Yeah, that's. And then the next sentence, you're insulting somebody. Yeah, of course. It's like, dude, how can you say both sentences?
I mean,
How can you just in your mind together?
yeah, when Jesus went to Mount Ararat and he stood at the Garden of Olives, and the Roman soldiers came up to him after Judas betrayed him and said, "This is Jesus." And one of the disciples cut in the ear of the Roman soldier off. What did Jesus do?
He told him to stand aside and let him do what he has to do.
Yeah, and what else did Jesus do, though? You're forgetting the most important bit of that story.
Well, tell me. Remind me.
He picked up the Roman's ear and placed it back on his head and healed him.
Okay, yeah.
He healed him there. Using saying we've got to show peace, we've got to show love, we've got to show understanding.
But see, that's what I love about. I don't like religion, but I do love a lot of the stories in the Bible. I think they're incredible for being able to learn how to live in peace and live with people, knowing that everybody is a quote unquote sinner. That we're not perfect. And it's to turn the other cheek. It's to treat people as you want to be treated, so on and so forth. But listen, am I
sorry,
sinless?
Mr. P?
Am I?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got to show this.
Sure.
Hold on, where is it? Okay, so yeah.
You.
Yeah, that's it. It was Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter cut off there.
But I've absolutely loved the Old Testament and a lot of the stories about,
See?
farm crops to, like those lessons.
The Old Testament is the Torah.
Right, exactly. Yep.
And in the New Testament is about Jesus Christ.
Right. Which I'm not a huge fan of, but not that I don't like Jesus. I just it's a different way, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. No, of course, I get you.
Like, time we'd lose something, would pray to Saint Anthony. Like, what the idol worship in Catholic religion is a big, whether right or wrong. I just the kneel, sit, stand, sign of the cross.
Mr. P, your mic is sort of cutting in and out. You sort of sounded like a broken record.
I think it's me.
Yeah, your sound is like, one of those Chinese movies where the dubbing doesn't go right. The old kung fu movies.
I think it's actually StreamYard. Oh, because I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Interesting. Oh. Three, two, one. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Roger Wilco, the rabbit is out loose out of its cage. But
Yeah.
I think the rabbit is loose.
No, I haven't figured out how to fix this issue. It seems like it's better today, but for whatever reason, my Wi-Fi, even though it's extremely fast and runs everything, cannot properly run StreamYard on Wi-Fi. I have to run it off my cell tower, off of my cellular network. It cannot.
Okay, that's a very weird.
I think it's a port issue. It's like whatever StreamYard requires for upload and download. It's the carrier is essentially blocking some of the necessary packets to complete it, and it's just get a constant issues with sound and cutting out. But anyways, I digress.
Oh, no, that's cool. It's cool. Brings up a bit of conversation, you know.
For sure.
I was just thinking too. Somebody mentioned this the other day. How to grow more people. Have a karaoke night.
Oh man, I was just thinking that. Did you ever listen to Dave's Savage Dave when he did the karaoke night?
No.
He did a great job, man. It was just like, let's disconnect. Let's not think about anything. Let's have a fun karaoke night, and they did.
Yeah.
They sing a lot of good songs, but
I actually like chatting to Dave. He's a good bloke, and Quick Vic too.
yeah, no, I like all those guys. I'm trying to get away from the drama stuff, which it seems like their channels exist based on reactions of what happens in other drama communities.
But that's the thing. You know what you're getting when you go there. When
Sure.
you feel like you think, you know. So, and this is the thing I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to not bring that drama over here because everybody knows I go around these channels with my other account, but this one is nothing like that. You know,
you continue your brand, man. Whatever you want to, you'd like to do.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody who comes on. You know, if anybody wants to come on, you welcome them and give them a chance. The only time I blocked somebody was the other time when somebody came in and he started deafening and blinding straight away, and I thought, nah, I'm not having that.
No, I remember that, and that's a good decision, man. Why would you?
Yeah.
They're just trolling, you know?
Yeah.
Just
just trolling, so I just took him off. Liz wanted to hear what he said. I just didn't particularly want to hear what he said after he said that first time. I went, nah.
Yeah. I'll give it.
I've
Time I heard, and I think Samantha came over, and you were like, "Oh, you know, Samantha, you're very nice. You're welcome here." You're
Yeah.
really... I was like, "I like that." Like,
And that just came in. But I always said when I started this, I will not take any crap from anybody. I don't care if I lose 10 or 20 people. This is my place. I'm inviting you in for my channel with me. The least you can do is be civil.
same rules apply if it's your house. It's
Yeah.
it's your YouTube house. Take
Yeah,
off your
exactly.
Be respectful.
Yeah, take off your shit. If you want to crack open a beer, crack open a beer. Just chill, let's chat.
Yeah.
But don't be an absolute knob and think you run it. And that's why I try not to have channel hoppers too. I'm not a big fan of the channel hopping.
Absolutely.
You know, everybody knows which panels I've been on. If people ask me to join, I'll come and join. I've been on Angel's panel a few times. I've been on Quick Vic's channel a few times. I've been on HB channels a lot of times.
Yeah, I really like his.
Yeah. So he's a good bloke. Some of the things he says is a bit out there, and I try to say, well, you don't need to say that.
Have you ever heard of NPR, National Public Radio? It's the United States thing.
No, I haven't.
National Public Radio was always like a non-profit news source, and they had all kinds of nice programs. music, jazz, stuff, comedy, news. It was like a lot of different subjects, and I used to really enjoy it. And one of the reasons, they had a political leaning, but it was very close to center, and a lot of it was more about reporting, not having an opinion. I kind of equate that to Ham Banana in a sense where I think the way that he, looks at, reports what's happening, I think he comes to a conclusion that's less of an opinion and more of just common sense. If that makes any sense, because like the way he interprets things, I think are correct, no matter how you think, and that's one of the why I like his channel, because he kind of sees it almost objectively. A little bit of an opinion, a little bit of obviously experience is kicking in there, but for the most part, it's just facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
that may be a good idea, actually, what you just said. I'm just looking at now. I just zoned out for a little bit because I'm looking at now. He's actually creating a YouTube radio station.
Like a talk radio, or what? Like, how do you mean?
Talk radio, had a little bit of talk, had a little bit of music, had a bit of Get Down Tonight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you need to follow any rules when it comes to that? Like,
I need to have a look. I've got the basics there. I just need to have a look into it properly.
Yeah. I think in terms of monetization, you might be limited if you're playing copywritten stuff. But aside from that, I think that would be cool.
But if you get the license to play copyright stuff?
See, I've asked people about that, and I don't think I've gotten a correct answer. It's almost been like, if you do copywritten stuff, you're not be able to monetize, and then if you don't, then you will, and it doesn't seem to be like a third option, which is just paying for the right itself.
Yeah, well, hold on. Let's see if I can get this answer up.
Of course, you're paying for anytime you're copywritten. It's whoever produced it has the license for it, and you're paying for the right to do it. And the artist gets a piece, producer, the whole everybody involved.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me have, because we're in the UK. I need to. Can you?
Forgot to
permission. That may not be going to get a license to play. No.
What are they saying about the license?
No, because you need to get hold of the individual to see if you can play their music, and they must get a piece of their music to be played.
Right.
So you'll need permission.
Right, but like, let's say you don't.
And you'll need to pay. Yeah, you need to pay loyalties too.
Right, exactly. So, but let's say you don't, and you're not monetized. I think you still can, except you're just essentially forfeiting your ability to ever be legitimate, and then technically somebody can just say they don't like, you've used my content, and they can request to strike your channel and use the content.
Yeah.
I believe that's how it works. Could be wrong.
But if you can write off to the stations, if you write off to their companies and get permission from their companies, you will have to pay royalties out for that too.
But they do have original music that you can play and have access to.
I mean, that's how I done. That's how I done my Memorial Day video. Have you seen it?
I still don't think I've seen it, and I promise you I'll watch it tonight, because I told you that last.
Yeah. So I used because I put the music taps into it from my own pictures. And because Taps is not copyrighted, you could use it. I downloaded it from the US government website.
There you go. But like, Dave, for example, did karaoke, and he played, regular songs, and they sang them.
Yeah, but he played karaoke. You played the karaoke version, though, didn't he?
He might have, yeah. So I guess.
Yeah, because those are the karaoke versions are not licensed.
Well, there you go. Karaoke it is.
karaoke night. We'll arrange that too. Yeah,
Karaoke radio, whatever you want to call it.
karaoke radio. Yeah,
You know,
karaoke thing.
we can't play the originals, but we sure can sing them for you. Sorry.
Oh, we'll sure destroy them by singing.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry for the damage we'll do, but enjoy the content.
Yeah, yeah, it will do. It's just one. I just want to do this little live stream because it's gone on for like a couple of hours now, and just
Yeah.
see what I can do to get more subs and just a general chat about shit, really.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just chew the fat or
the
chew
fat.
the cud. Yeah. And just take it from there. It was like you say. It's always great seeing you on here, Mr. V. I enjoy it. Actually, absolutely enjoy chatting to you.
No, same here, man. It's every time I see the notification, I try to stop what I'm doing if I can.
Yeah, and I also enjoy chatting to your missus on chat too. She seems a very bright person too.
She is. She is.
She tends to be, like she just woke up because she takes a midday nap. So schedule's
Always a little off, but I'm sure she'll be coming on.
Yeah. And she can be. I notice a little bit over analytical sometimes. I think.
Yeah, I that's a good assessment.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing, because it shows that the subject you're thinking about the subject. It's better to think about the subject than to go, no, it isn't. Why don't you say it? What do you mean? No, it isn't. Because I just don't think it is. It's better to have an analysis than absolute bollocks.
Right, of course. No, I mean,
Okay,
everywhere she's always gone in terms of chatting is always. I've heard the same thing over and over again. It's that they love her commentary. They usually stop to read it because it usually comes from a pretty educated position.
I'm also trying to think what's the best day to do this.
To do what?
Live chats.
Other than what you're already doing?
Yeah, just think of the best day and the best time.
Well, what like I don't understand. What do you like in terms of getting traffic or I don't know.
If you get traffic into your channel, if you get traffic, you're just trying to think what's the best time, what's day, and the best time to do it.
I don't think you're far off, man. I mean, 7. Well, if your goal is the audience in the United States, I mean, it's. I think you started at what 7.
I usually start midnight my time.
Right. So I mean, most people are out of work if they're working, and it's not too late. So that's Eastern time. Obviously, that changes as you go west. It gets earlier and earlier. I don't think your timing is bad.
No, it's just trying to get the people in.
If you go any later, you're going to be doing this at 2 in the morning your time, 3 in the morning your time.
Yeah. Like right now, I think the peak hit we had was 4 people viewing this. Now it's like 3,
Yeah, but did you do any promoting? Did you?
Oh no, I haven't done any promoting. I mean, I'm not expecting miracles here. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Did you schedule it? I mean, and not necessarily promote it, but
no. This, I always try, this is just the one I've just done up myself. I mean, you usually have Liz here too. Liz is brilliant. I love Liz.
Same here.
She's absolutely fantastic. But I just thought I'd do this one, so sort of like off the cuff, just because I was a bit bored, really, too.
Yeah, no, I don't think off the cuff is bad. I think if you just want a little bit more traffic, I think if you schedule something, you off the cuffs, but you'll have more people that are subscribed to you know about it, and then they'll show up. I think a little bit more if they know it's coming.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, like I said, I'm not expecting miracles. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best time to do this and what day would be the best time to do it to gain more traffic into the channel.
Yeah, but if you say wake up at like in the morning and you're like, what, tonight I'd like to do a live stream, put it on the schedule.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit impulsive, so I'm like, I only thought of doing a live stream about a couple of hours ago. I thought, oh, let's go live. It doesn't seem to be anybody about,
Yeah.
but you know,
But for example, like I put something on the schedule that I haven't forgot, but like you reminded me it was on the schedule and you knew it was there. And I'm not saying you're going to do it weeks out, but like 4 hours from now, if you're going to do something, throw it on. You know, it gives people enough time to, because the algorithm is going to tell them it's coming. So when they log on, and, you know, an hour before it goes, they're going to see, oh, shoot, this is coming on. And then they can click the remind button and then more people will show up. But I'm sure if you just keep doing it, man, it's going to, like Ham Banana doesn't do a lot of, you know, he doesn't schedule anything. He just does. But like you also notice a big difference in like sometimes he has 20 people there, sometimes he has 70 people there. Really depends on what's happening that day. You know,
it just gets sometimes just get a little bit. I mean, I don't have a lot of confidence in myself anyway. That's why I don't show myself on camera. I don't even have any pictures of me taken. It's very rare that I have pictures of me. I've always been like that since the age of 16.
Is your avatar you, or is it a different person?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, good. I was like, because now I'm envisioning you like that. So
yeah, that's definitely me. I just don't like my picture being taken, and it's very rare that my picture's out there. I've always disliked being in front of a camera, and even at my sister's wedding, there's not one single shouldn't be one single picture of me at the wedding.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because I'm just not this type of person who likes the cameras there.
Well, I mean, from the photo you have here, I'd say you're pretty camera friendly, for whatever that means. You know, I'm not trying to hit on you, but
well, anytime Sweetie, I'll meet the back of the alley then, tonight.
Yeah, okay. We should discuss this offline.
Oh no, let's discuss it online. Let's give some people something juicy to talk about.
Yeah, right.
There'll be live streams about this for years.
Yeah.
No, but I just hate being in front of the camera. Is something I've always disliked.
It's not uncommon. I mean, I have you know, growing up, I had a lot of stage fright. So like you know, I could sing, I could do a lot of stuff, and you know, it involved a lot of like theater and you know, getting up in front of crowds, and you know, even to this day, sometimes I just not having a good day or whatever, and I'll get that little, like, if there's a lot of people there, I'll get that little like nervousness, you know. But that's one of the things I like doing it.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe I've got an award in public speaking.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I got nominated for an award when I lived in Glasgow, and I got it. And we had to do a weekend course, and we had to go to Edinburgh to go and collect the award. And I got to collect it there.
Well,
I met this rugby player. Professional rugby player. You know rugby?
I do. I'm not an expert, but I know the game. Yeah.
Okay, so they're big people.
Right.
I walked up to him and he goes, "Where are you from?" So I told him where I was from. And as he shook my hand crumbled. And he goes, "I've never heard of it." And I went, the place where I was from, I said, "Well, that's fine by me then," and walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't going to take the time and the explanation of telling them where it was. I just went, "Yeah, that's fine by me, mate." Yeah. And they take my award.
That's funny. Yeah, the most I did the national anthem a bunch of times in different places, and the biggest crowd I ever did was for the Pawtucket Red Sox, which is their, I think I don't know if it's AAA or their minor league. I think it's like above AAA. It's like their minor league, whatever.
Okay.
However baseball does it, whatever. It's a big stadium, and oh my God, you want to talk about fear? Holy shit!
Yeah. I wouldn't. It would be like wouldn't be pleasant. I can imagine that. How many does it hold? 30,000.
at least. I mean, it's basically a professional stadium. It's just they're not.
Wow.
Yeah, and when you
Yeah.
go up there and you're walking up to the plate and everybody stands up and it goes quiet. It's like
Mm.
you can literally hear your heart beating. It's like all you hear. At least my experience, because I've always struggled with it.
Yeah.
But you get through it. I think the first couple of seconds you could feel like, because you're not breathing right, you could feel you're a little off. But then as you get going, you kind of correct it and you feel it, and then you move on. But those first 30 seconds, the 30 seconds before, the 30 seconds in, it's a battle to get control over your emotions.
Yeah.
But I always think that, like, if you suck at something and it's a struggle, just, if you can anyway, keep doing it.
Mm. Or if you suck at something and you find it a struggle, go and do something else. Something you can be good at.
Well, that too. But, growth comes from not just doing the things you're good at either,
That's very true. I mean, if you don't have it and you find yourself good at it, then that's better too.
Right. So, and I agree. It's like, you shouldn't always do the things you suck at, but, by doing the things that you struggle with, and, it's like this thing, it's like being uncomfortable is supposed to be one of the best ways to improve as a human being. So if you're uncomfortable, it means you're on the right path.
I don't think that works for me. If I'm uncomfortable, I'll just say, fuck that, and go and do something I'm moderately comfortable with.
Right. And that's fair. I mean, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. But I just know a lot of the people that you study that, like a lot of these people that are like success coaches or really successful careers, you're finding even in their, finding their success, they don't just lay back. They, they're taking these cold, horrible showers because it just, it's like winning the first battle of the day. They're always doing things to make themselves uncomfortable because they recognize the relationship with it. I'm not saying that that's me. I'm just saying that that's, from what I understand, that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, your mic is again.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say.
Sort of. I understand that. Yeah.
Yep.
You sound like a military radio.
Yeah.
I think that's a better way to describe it.
Yeah, it's just amazing how this thing really just doesn't stay consistent.
It is. But on that note, it's a good thing. I'm going to say good night. Thank you very much for chatting, Mr. B. Like I said,
of course,
anytime you're welcome. Just come in.
No,
you always be the first one. Yeah, he always be the first one there, apart from Liz, when Liz is on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Liz first. This is a Liz first channel.
Yeah, because she's my co-host, and she keeps us in check. Yes.
Salute to Liz.
Yeah, and I bet she can be scary too.
Yeah, I'm not messing with her. That's for sure.
No, I wouldn't mess with her. She's probably listening to this and laughing.
Yep. She definitely did. Well, Sir Paul, you have a good night.
Yeah, you too, mate. Give your missus a hug from me, and both of you look after yourselves there.
We will. We appreciate it, Paul.
Cool, mate. All right, mate. You look after yourself. All right, okay, guys. See you later, guys, and the people who are watching. Next time I'll probably do this thing. I'll do a proper schedule up so you need to know what's going on. All right, guys. Take care.
Good night.
Look after yourselves. Good night.